now, so it will be
streaming.
going. I've got a little announcement to make at the start about prizes, and then
Oh,
we'll just
okay.
crack on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, fine with me.
I'll get it.
Oh, need to turn that off now. I'll put myself on do not
Okay, I
disturb.
think I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we should be live.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. I'm going to put that in a separate little window there. And we're rolling. Yeah, here we go. Hang on. Oh, come on. Ugh, whatever. Okay. Yes, I am recording. Maybe. Am I? I think I am. Where? Oh, yeah, here it is.
I am recording.
Oh, wait, I never did this. Holy crap. The Veteran Gamers podcast is not for children.
Not for children.
Okay? So if you're listening and you're under the age of 18, turn the show off, you piece of shit.
Stand by for pre-show banter.
Ain't no pre-show banter. We're
Yeah,
just
there ain't.
doing
We
this
ain't got
shit,
time
baby.
for banter.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
There we go, people. Come on. Hurry up. Make it happen. There you go. It's happening.
Welcome yo to the Veteran Gamers.
Stu, you are wrong.
Jimmy, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you playing this week.
Sex
Music,
noises.
reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Jimmy's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors. It's
Stop
the
playing
Veteran
Italian
Gamers.
maintenance twins and get in here.
It's the Veteran Gamers.
My contract is very specific. I do not have to answer
It's
that
the
question.
Veteran Gamers.
Think about the predicament you in, dog, before you talk again.
Switch that console
That was a
up
farcical
before you
sound
have to
effect.
Press repeat, yo.
Hello and welcome to episode 728 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yeah, 728, baby. Whoa. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
I'm Jenny.
Yay!
And we're
That was
going to
pretty
have a
impressive.
very quick show. We're just going to dive into everything.
That's it. That's the way. That's the
No
way it's
story.
going to be. No
I've
stories
got
this
Yeah.
week.
Announcement
I ain't got
about
no
the
stories.
next two shows. Announcement
Yes.
about the next two shows.
They're going to be
The-
awesome.
The Christmas show is going to be on the 23rd. That's a Saturday
And it's gonna be-
night. If you've
Yeah.
got,
And it's
if
going to
you've
be
got,
awesome.
if you got things to do on Saturday night, cancel them because you're going to be listening to us.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Just quick
hamburgers in
question. Quick
town.
question. Quick
No,
question.
no time for questions.
Oh, no, I just want to clarify. Is it a usual just get people on chitter chatter bullshit? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know about that. but
We'll figure that out later.
I
We
think
don't
that's
have
what we
time to
should
figure
do.
that
I
out
think that's what
now.
we should do.
we're going to give away 2 prizes on next week's show.
Yeah,
So if you're a Patreon,
an evening with a prostitute.
if you're a Patreon member, you get a free evening with a prostitute, or you get
Wow.
to enter into our draw, and also random people in the chat chosen by Duke will be in the
Yeah.
draw. And
I didn't realize I was choosing
No,
this
no,
shit. I don't have time
he's
for
only
that.
just found it now, right? And the
I refuse.
you got to be making good comments, not just
Yeah.
spam or Duke has got a big fat face or something. It's good stuff.
Although,
to be
can I
fair,
say
that would
that would
probably
be
get
funny?
me. I think I would give that prize to the person.
Yeah,
who
I
said they
do.
had a
I
big
think
fat
that's funny.
face.
I like that.
So
Because
then
it's
you'll
not
get entered into a
wrong.
draw. We'll announce the winner on the next
Yeah.
week's show, which will be on New Year's Day, Monday, the 1st of January.
I
That's
know, we're
right,
all
it's
over
on
the
Monday,
place.
It's all over the place. It's what happens.
We're gonna have a
when
good time.
Christmas falls on Sunday and New Year's Eve falls on Sunday. That's what happens.
Do you know what Kay said?
Gonna have a
Kay
good
said,
time.
Can you
tonight."
not just miss a show? I'm like, whoa,
No,
the
no,
what?
no, no, no.
Of course
doesn't get
not.
it.
What are you
doesn't
I
get
nuts?
was
it.
like, what?
I mean, you could.
no,
Yeah, you could.
definitely
but-
not.
Sure you could.
Definitely not.
We could do
Um,
it without you.
Uh,
We do it
well,
every
you
Wednesday. Oh
could.
shit! Oh god!
Yeah,
You
There-
could.
I mean,
Wednesday
we
show.
could do it.
So
God, we
then-
used to do a Wednesday show. Do you remember that?
I remember that was a long time ago. Anyway, we don't have time. So on New Year's Day, we're doing another. Get this! I want a gasp and a shock. Another prize draw.
Woo!
Oh my god!
So I need to on next week's show. We're giving away a T-shirt and a voucher for the platform of your desire. And then on New
Wow.
Year's Day, we're going to give away another T-shirt and a platform.
But
like a voucher.
the platform cannot be OnlyFans.
No,
We're
no,
not
he
giving you a
cannot.
No, it cannot be
Well,
OnlyFans.
I guess it could be what you want.
It can
to
be
fair.
Pornhub though. So those are the
It can be
prizes.
whatever you
so
want.
we'll do
So
that.
Duke has a responsibility to monitor the chat on Christmas Eve.
Why do I have to do this? I'm already recording and doing the sound effects. Why didn't Stu do it?
Because he
I can
doesn't
do
do
it.
anything. Yeah, Stu can do it.
I can do it.
right.
I don't mind.
All right, Stu's gonna do the head.
Stu
I'll
said he just
monitor
doesn't
it.
want to do it.
Duke. I kind of like it.
I'll monitor the
So
chat.
Christmas
It's
Eve,
fine.
Okay.
we're on.
Yeah.
And then New Year's
Right,
Day.
Saturday before Christmas and then New Year's Day like usual.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time because we're starting late because I have to look after Rosa on my own and she's not
You
taking the bottle. And it was
did.
very
How did it go?
stressful.
Is she cute?
Yeah, how'd it go? Still
She-
cute.
She's not taking the bottle. She doesn't like taking the bottle. She only takes it from the breast. When Tara was away for 3 hours, it was very stressful. But she had to go and she couldn't take Rosa with her. It was very stressful. But we can't have time for story time because
Well,
we've gotta
do you
go.
know what?
Oh,
You know what,
no.
Chitty? You have a baby and life still goes on. You still have to do other shit. You can't just have
No,
everything.
it
Never mind
went-
that.
no,
Never
it
mind
went
that.
well,
He's
like-
just telling. We
No, no.
asked. He's telling us.
It went
it's
well.
fine.
It went fine. Like she slept for most of it and she didn't really cry
Exactly.
that
Well,
much.
there you go.
But like I thought, well,
Okay.
it's time to sort of wake her up and try her on the bottom. She
Yeah.
still wouldn't do it, but it's just
Oh, come on, Rosa.
come on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Come on.
also
Did you
we-
do that thing
All
where
right,
you squirt
moving
it
on.
on
No story
your
times,
wrist?
no
On your
story
wrist? Did you
times.
squirt it on your
We
No
don't even
sto-
have
no
time for the
story
full
times.
jingles.
No story times, but I did take her to
Wow,
a,
that
drone
hum
light show.
is
Shut
bad,
up,
by the way.
Stu.
And she fell asleep through the whole thing, but we can't tell that story.
All right. No, we can't.
We can't tell the
Because
story.
we got to
She
get
fell
into
asleep.
video games. Yeah.
Video
Good
games.
job falling asleep.
I don't
there,
think we
Rosa.
have to go
love you.
quite
Stu, we played
fast.
Alan Wake. We finished it. We liked it. Done.
Okay, fine.
uh,
We'll slow down a little
I mean, we
bit.
need to slow down a little
Let's
bit. Slow down.
You know why? You know why
Wow.
Stu says that? You know why Stu says that? It's because he
He
wants
wants
to
to
talk
tell a
about
story.
his Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually. Although I have
Okay,
got a
great. Then
story
who
about
is going
that.
to start?
But I'll get to that when I
Should
talk
I start
about
since
what
I
I'm
have the
playing.
most games?
Go.
Yes, you start. Go.
Okay, so there's this game called Rocket League.
Move on.
Yeah, there is.
No, I'm not going to move on
Oh,
because
what
there's
possibly
something
can
new
you have
this
that's
week.
New.
It can't be
Well,
an
what
update.
about
It can't be an
what
update.
about if you combined Rocket League with Fortnite? Seriously, have you heard
That's
about
true.
this?
Yes. And
I was
Lego-
like,
Lego
why,
Fortnite
why
as
would they?
well.
Why would they? I don't know about Lego Fortnite, but I
Yeah.
do know that Fortnite has become a platform now, right? So like, you launch it, and it's like, what part of Fortnite do you want to play? And the part I wanted, because okay, everyone slow down. So there's this new thing called Rocket Racing, right? Same Rocket
Right.
League logo, except instead of league, it says racing. Okay, so I'm like, what? I have to try it. I'm the Rocket League guy,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I try it. And when you open it, I just said download Rocket League, and it goes downloading Fortnite. I'm like, I don't want to download Fortnite, but it's like within the Fortnite platform. You know, it's an ecosystem now.
Jesus Christ! It's just a money making
So I was
machine,
like-
isn't it?
I know, right? And it's just like, okay, what could
He
they
loves it. He
possibly
loves it.
add
He loves
to
it.
Rocket League? Oh my God! This is really fun because here's the thing. Look,
Oh,
they're
God.
smart. Shut up. They didn't just say, let's make a copy of Mario Kart. There's no rockets, there's no turtles, nothing. Instead, it's a very fun arcadey racer. You have jumping, you have drifting in order to build up your boost. You got when you jump in the air, if there's a road to the left, the right, or above you, you can like flip onto the left, flip onto the right, flip up above, and then flip back down. So like you're all over the place. It's very arcadey. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm sorry.
Let
I
me
didn't
ask you a
try this
question.
earlier,
Let
to
me
be
ask you a
honest.
question.
Yeah, ask me a question.
Can you double jump? That's
You
what I
can-
want to.
You don't double jump, but you do like you can fly. So when you jump
jetpack, isn't
on the
it?
right side of the car, if you can see on the screen, there's on the left side is your like boost level, sort of. You have to get above 700 before you really boost. But then when you start flying or jumping, then on the right side it'll be a different gauge that shows you how much flying ability you have left. So you can tap it and like keep tapping it so that you float up, you know. And as you can see, sometimes you have to be very precise with your jumps and stuff, or you'll hit the red stuff. I'm
What
loving
does
it.
hitting
I've
the
only played
red
it a little
stuff-
bit.
What does the hitting the red stuff do?
The red stuff is like fire. It'll basically stop you.
Okay.
So you know when it's all above and below you, you got to be very careful that you don't land on it or nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't played this map, which looks pretty tough, But I
Can
guess
I
it doesn't
just-
stop you. But it looks
Can
like
I
it
just
slows you down or
say,
something.
this definitely looks very new. It looks new. It's something
It
new about
is.
Rocket League.
I know,
isn't it?
right? It's like it's actually something new in the
Yeah,
world of
yeah.
Rocket League, because
It's
there's
not
no
just
ball.
like
It's-
wheels or something.
Right. And from what I can tell, there's probably not a lot of toxicity in this game because nobody's using the chat really. Everyone's too busy racing.
Yet.
So
Yeah.
Yet. I know exactly. I might come back next week like, yeah, he's my children.
Yeah, I've heard Sean Teal. By the way, Sean Teal, I just had an Australian chocolate sent from Jacinta. Thank you very much. It's like a crunchy
Yay.
thing. Violet.
Nice.
Violet.
So Chantil,
Violet
since
yeah,
Chinny's
so
too
no, Violet
busy
crumble.
looking
He
at
said he's enjoying Lego Fortnite or Fortnite Lego. It's I've heard this. It's like an easier, fun version of Valheim.
See, that's very interesting because does that mean you're not like shooting other people?
No, I think you do kill other people. I think, but like, they just
It's not a battle. Is it a battle royale?
No,
No,
it's like
no.
Valheim.
It's
Okay.
it's like Minecraft
Okay.
as well, isn't it?
Well, that's
apparently?
cool. I will maybe I'll try that. I mean, I've already downloaded Fortnite, so I've
Maybe it's
changed now.
time to try. I know what
Who'd
he's
have
going. And
thought?
it's free
I
to
don't
play.
know.
It's
Who'd
free
have
to play,
thought
isn't it?
Duke would be playing Fortnite. Hey,
I know.
who'd have
I'd be
thought?
I'm
I know.
technically booting up Fortnite, but I've been playing Rocket Race, and it's a thumbs up on Rocket Racing, people. I'm having a good time with this puppy.
Do you think it's going to be like a game changer like Rocket League was for you?
It's not going to be my go-to, I don't
No.
think. No,
There's
No,
quite-
I,
I mean,
think it
here's
feels
the
like
thing,
a
though.
fun diversion, is what it feels.
it is a
like.
fun diversion, and here's the thing, like when I finished my race, it'll take you to like the summary, like here's where you placed, and I was like first, second, third in every race I did for the first half hour. I played,
Wow,
and that's all I
get
had time to
you.
play. So, but it's also like I think there's people who just jumped in and didn't bother playing the tutorial because I mean one of the earliest tracks I was playing, there's like a road above you and it's got boosts on it. So all you got to do is flip up there and then you get the boost and you know, and everyone's just dropping down onto the regular track. And I'm like, they must not have played the tutorial because the tutorial shows you how to get up to the, you know. So
Sean
anyway,
Teal said there's crafting in Fortnite Lego apparently.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind
It's
crafting.
apparently
I mean,
from what
that's-
I
yay.
heard, it's
ISLH.
like how the original Fortnite was played. So you've got to build bases to keep out the monsters during the night and stuff.
See, I don't mind that. I just don't want to have to do PvP because I'm not into PvP. So
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I'll
I
give
think
it a
it's
try.
against all the monsters at night. You know, you've got to build
Oh,
a
well,
really
that's
good
cool. I like
base.
that. Yeah,
Who'd have
yeah.
thought?
Yeah. So the other thing about Rocket Racing is like there's ranks, right? So I think the fact that I was winning all these early races is because they start you off in like bronze. So I think as I win more races, they'll put me in different tracks and against more, skilled opponents. So we'll see. I don't know. But I'm having
Yeah.
fun with it. First half hour.
It looks
big
fine. I
thumbs
mean,
up.
it looks fine.
Yeah.
It just looks. It is what it is. It's a racing.
It's a new
game.
racing game.
I like
Yeah, with Rocket
arcade
League.
races, and there aren't enough.
Yeah,
of them,
I know,
say.
right? Try it.
So
You
maybe
might
I
you
will
might
find
enjoy
it.
it. You never know.
Yeah.
Mm.
It might be the one.
Yeah.
You never know, Chinny.
Right, that was a great insight into some new info on
Dum
Rocket
dum
League.
lollipop.
Brilliant. Right.
Yeah, I'm all
Yeah.
about the new games that
It's
just come
all.
out.
I know. Yeah. Well, it shocked me this week. We've got to say,
wink,
shocked
wink.
me.
Stay
But
tuned,
we'll get
kids.
to-
There's
we'll
more.
get that. Get to
Stu,
that.
Yeah, we'll get to
Stu,
that.
do you want to talk about your extra game, or do you want to talk about?
No, let's do Alan Wake. Let's. So, I'll tell you what. This was bloody hard work this week.
This is not good radio.
This is great radio.
Very hard work because it was
Why?
Millie's birthday on Wednesday when I
All
was
right,
off.
that
so-
sounds like a story. We don't have
No,
fucking
no, no,
time
it's not
for
so.
that.
I'm just
He's
saying,
got all
as
sorts of
the same way with
excuses. I
such hard
can't play.
work.
I can't do the show on this date. I
No,
can't play.
I
Alan
know.
Wake.
So I didn't have barely any gaming at all that day because we went out during the day, then we had a meal at night. Oh my god, it was a nightmare. And I've only been off Saturday and Sunday other than that. So flipping heck, trying to get this finished was hard work. And then yesterday, Kay's sister came down or up or down, I don't know, from Leicester up, I guess.
Up.
And yeah, she spent the day. So we were doing stuff all day on Saturday. Then today I've been
Okay,
out for a walk with my mate who I've not seen for ages.
Faff.
So it's been a nightmare. It's been a frigging nightmare.
nightmare,
getting
you
this
You have to
finished.
start on time and get over
I
with
got
quick.
it,
Now,
yeah,
let me
okay,
tell you
yeah.
a story.
So
about how-
at the end
No.
at the end of episode 4, I forgot to ask you this last week, Stu.
Yes.
At the end of episode 4, we got like the reveal of why Alan Wake dived into a lake. Sounds like a poem, doesn't it? And then he woke up in a car.
Yes, we did. Yeah,
We got a
because you
reveal.
complained
I was like, what the fuck
that
is
he
going
didn't
on?
tell you why. He was like, it's just
So
in a
it-
fucking car.
To me, it feels like because we played episode 5
I
and
thought
6.
about that after we talked about
Yeah.
it. I was like, I forgot to say
Episode
that.
5 and 6 we played, so we've finished the game. There are 2
We have.
DLCs which we're going to commit to playing when we come back in the new year. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've finished the main bulk of the game.
Yeah, we have.
But I think around about episode 4 and 5 is where they start to sort of get the story together a bit. And then
Yeah.
I feel like episode 6 was like, no, fuck all that. We're just going to lose you again. That's who I felt.
So, to an extent, right? What I thought was this. I thought, because obviously episode 4 ended with the FBI dude.
Oh, hang on.
putting his
Tara's
gun in
ringing
your
me.
face.
Tara's ringing me. This
Oh
could be
my
important.
God.
Wait. Talk
Could
amongst
be
yourselves.
important. Okay. Well, we can't do that, can we? Do because we're talking about
Okay.
Alan Wake, and you ain't played.
No, it's
that,
okay.
so
I remember. This is the part of the game where you have to kill the monsters.
that is a lot of the game.
Well, I was right though. am I?
I'm sorry, Susan's complaining. Look, this is a part of the show, Susan. I hate to break it to you, but this is where we do. Does it all up? and we've been
Hey,
playing this for the
you
last
know
3
what?
weeks.
It's any comment is a legitimate comment. I'm with you, SLH.
It
Don't
is.
worry about it. It'll
Well,
be done soon.
Well, suck it up. This is the part of the show where we talk about. does
Welcome
it
to
all
Veteran
up?
Gamers. Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Alan
It'll be over soon,
I'm just
SLH.
saying.
Don't worry. I'm with you.
I'm just
Right.
saying, Chitty.
Me and you,
Susan's
Susan.
complaining because it's not more.
Never
faster than
mind.
Alan Wake.
Move on. Talk
Well,
about what you want
Look,
to talk
you can
about.
hate it all you like, but
Okay,
we've got to
all
talk
Oh,
about
for
it.
Back on
God's
track.
sake.
Hey,
Is everything okay
so-
with Tara and Rosa?
Yeah, everything's fine. But she's taking the bottle
Okay,
down.
good.
So Tara says, I thought you might want to come down and
Okay.
have a look. But I said,
Yeah,
"Too
me
busy
too,
talking
SLH.
about
I'm with you.
fucking Alan Wake."
Alan Wake.
Right.
So
No, we're talking about not talking about Alan Wake.
So
Does it all
Alan procrastinates, as I call him.
Yeah.
So he, I like what I liked about. I remember little bits of episode 5. So episode 5 is where
Yeah.
you're sort of walking around the main town. You're with Barry, and you're
Well,
also
there is that,
with
but
a cop called
we need to
Sarah.
go back slightly because the the FBI dude sticks his gun in your face,
Oh yeah.
carts you off to the station, right? And then he gets ripped out of the station by the fucking black whatever it is and
From
gets
Lost.
killed
It's from Lost.
instantly. Yeah,
The
instantly
black
kills
goo
him.
from Lost.
Yeah, instantly kills him. And then the sheriff is on your side, so she starts to help you, and she's like, "I've got to get to. I can't remember why. I've got to get to the power station. Got to the power station.
You got to switch something on. Who knows?
Yeah, you got to switch something on.
You got to no.
and
You
the-
got to open the room with loads of bloody light. Or
No,
something.
the room with lots of lights. Or something like
No,
that
no, I
it's
said it correct. The loads of bloody light.
called. It is.
So
It is.
who'd have thought that the woman that was scared of like always protecting light and like that frail old woman would come back to the story somehow? Who would have thought? What clever writing that was.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Sarah is the cop that's with you, isn't she? She's
Yeah,
the other
she
cop with
is.
you. What I thought was interesting about Sarah was Barry and Alan are like, fucking hell, what the fuck is going on? This is insane.
Yeah,
Sarah
yeah.
is like, just another
Takes it in a stride.
just another
Takes it-
Friday, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just a
takes it in
Friday.
a stride. She
And
doesn't care.
she has a line of like, yeah, this sounds a bit weird, but you know, what are you gonna do? Like, bloody
Yeah,
hell,
well, she
Sarah.
lives there. To be fair, she does live there, so she
I know,
really.
but if,
you
like, if
know what I
tractors were
mean?
trying to
It's
kill
a
you-
weird place.
If Tractors was trying to kill you every Friday afternoon, you'd be a little bit concerned.
Birds
Welcome to
trying to bring you.
Blackpool.
Yeah, birds trying to bring your helicopter down. I don't know.
There's a line in episode 4 where Barry says vampires, right? He goes, oh, you know, what about vampires? And Alan Wake goes, Barry, vampires? Really? As if that's too far out. Vampires.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Come on,
but-
what do I look like?
Like,
Yeah.
Weird darkness monsters.
this is a
are
man where
fine.
like 15 birds are trying to kill him at once and a tractor's
Yeah.
trying to run him over.
And when he shoots someone, they just disappear into
They
thin
just
air.
disappear. Yeah. So, yeah.
It is kind of funny, but I liked. I still love the bit where he turns up at the back door of the bookshop or whatever it is, and he's wrapped up in fairy lights, and I still think
That's
that's
good.
It's good.
Barry,
It's good,
I
it's
would
funny.
play Barry the game. Like, whatever.
Barry is so funny.
Let's follow Barry around the game. Like, that would be a great game, I think. And,
Yeah,
I, and I know
Barry
he's
is-
going to be the comic relief, and he's good. You can't.
And he
no,
is,
I want
he is,
more. I
that's
want
for
more. Of
sure.
him. I want more of that guy.
Barry's
I wrote a
great.
note here saying emergency boxes contain quite a lot of ammo. I guess it isn't unrealistic because we're in America.
That is true. That is
I
true.
wrote that.
And
You
batteries.
got a problem
for
with
some
all our
reason-
ammo boxes?
Yeah. You need
Yeah.
a lot of batteries.
in the
as well,
Constitution.
apparently. Need a lot of batteries. Can I just say as well? I realised something. I meant to say this earlier whilst we've been playing the game.
Yeah.
what I think
It's
Alan Wake.
crap.
No. What I think Alan Wake does really well, it has a really good sense of place.
Yeah.
It feels like a real place.
Well, I have a trivia section this week. And
okay.
let's call it a fact section. Hot facts, right?
Okay.
And there is a fact about that very point, Stuart.
But also the other good thing, and I think it does it really well, which is similar to Half-Life and Half-Life 2. There's a lot of different environments. I know you run through the woods a lot, but there are a lot of variation in where you're fighting the baddies. You know what I mean?
There is a
And
lot
stuff
of
like-
woods. Especially
There is a lot
that
of woods,
episode
though.
6. I know we're sort of still on 5.
We
but
will get to that. We will
Episode
get
6,
to that.
I feel like is the worst episode of the game.
Yeah.
You know.
You see, you get to the power station, don't you? So that's the bit we're playing at the moment. And then you meet Cynthia something or other, isn't she? She's called.
Yeah.
And her husband was Zane, who was taken over by the weird black veil lady first.
Sure.
To try and write.
You're following this better than I am.
I know. So Zane was the guy who's helping you in the weird diver suit.
Right.
And he
Is that
was
Thomas,
the first.
Thomas Zane, is it?
Thomas Zane. He was
Right.
the first person who tried to sort everything out by writing the story to get rid of the woman in black or whatever whoever the hell she is.
Yeah.
So she then, obviously, he fucked it up and got killed or whatever happened to him. Some
fucked it
bad
up.
shit happened to him. So obviously, Woman in Black tries again with Alan Wake, and Alan Wake has to do it differently this time to finally get rid of her. You know what I mean? So
I mean, you say it like it makes all sense, but
it does kind of make some sort of
very
weird
shit,
sense.
isn't it?
By the way, I do like the rotating bridge. I always thought that was kind of fun.
That was one of the very few things that I remembered, to be fair. was
Yeah, the rotating bridge that you've got to get on.
Did you recognise the voice of Thomas blah 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 blah?
Thomas Zane? No, I didn't.
Do
Who
you
was
know
that?
what he did in the other games?
I don't.
He's the voice of Max Payne.
Oh, snap.
See, I should have put that in the hot
yeah.
facts section.
That's a hot
But
factoid.
this is how hot my facts are. That didn't even make it in. That's how hot
Didn't
they
even
are.
That's how good. There's
Damn,
better
that's some hot
facts.
facts.
There is
Hot
some
facts.
better facts than that.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. So yeah, so you do the rotating bridge and all that sort of shite.
And then you get to the dam because she's like, "Oh, you need to go to the House of Lights. Don't worry though, because I've got an underground tunnel where they can't get to us, and it's full of lights, so they're not going to attack us in there." And you get halfway along, and then the helicopter crashes with Barry and Sarah. So you've got to go. So you go. I'm going to get out here and go and help them. And she's like, "Right, I'll meet you there." And you have this kind of cool fight with them, don't you? Because they crashed, they miraculously survived the helicopter
which is
crash.
insane.
Which is insane.
It's almost as like insane as that Jeep driving off a cliff that Nathan Drake in Elena.
Because this helicopter is smashed to buggery and like on fire.
Yeah.
And yet they get out unscathed. The damn bit, I really like the bit where there's just shit falling down all around you, you know, like scaffolding and all sorts of crappies and cars. And it is kind of a cool. There's some good cinematic parts as well.
They must have great insurance at Bright Falls.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff breaks, doesn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
And apparently this happens all the time, according to Sarah the cop.
Well,
Yeah,
you know, when the
Sarah's-
demons are chasing you, you got to deal with
she's
what
used
you
to
got
all
to deal
this
with.
shit.
Insurance policy on this place must be through the roof. Which also, by the way, is broke because the spirit broke the roof. So that isn't even there.
Yeah, stuff is just broken everywhere.
Broken everywhere.
So so you follow the tunnel, then you're on the dam, and then you meet back up with Cynthia, whatever her name is, and she's a bit nutty, isn't she? Let's be honest. She's like, "Oh, you need to go there." And then,
I think she's the most sane one in the whole video game.
well, you think that, well,
because
then you get in the...
her plan is stay in a light room forever.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
her
Well,
plan.
it's a good plan. I
It's a
mean, we've
good
seen
plan.
what shit goes down in the dark.
It's right below just move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, like just
Yeah.
move. If it bothers you that much, just move to Vegas where it's really light all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, but the second best plan is to put yourself in a room full of light.
So when you finally get to the room, I feel like some weird stuff goes down in the room.
Sexy stuff.
No. So you get to the room, right?
Stuff
and
involving
Cynthia's like,
fish.
no, and she's like, "Oh, I'm glad that I don't have to worry about changing bulbs anymore." So she makes allude to the fact she's had to change. There's 2 bulbs that need changing.
Well,
So that's
this
that's
is
the first thing
before
that
LED
happens.
balls, I suppose. Isn't
That
it?
may be, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't last very long. And then Alan says, "Look, I'm gonna go and do this shit, right?" And Sarah goes, "I'll come with you. I'm not gonna let you do this on your own." And he goes, "No." And he goes, I'm taking your gun off you, and does this weird thing, right? Because she's being friendly. It's not like she's being hostile
Yeah, I
towards him.
agree. Yeah.
She's not being hostile. She's not like going at gunpoint. I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
She's just like going, okay. I think if you'd have just gone, no, it's fine. I have to do this on my own. She'd have probably been like, yeah, no problem. Then I'll see you
Or he should
later.
have gone, no, yeah, you should come with me because two are better than one. Look, what do you
Yeah,
do
or
that?
whatever. But no, he
No,
takes
you're
a
right.
gun and
It's
gives
a
it to
very
Barry.
weird moment of like this woman who's been very, very nice in a town where everybody thinks
yeah.
you're fucking mad. And he
Correct.
puts a gun to her because you know why, Stu? He's a twat.
He is. He is.
What did we
And he
think
gets
of
the clicker? He
what
gets
did
the
we think of the
clicker.
clicker?
That's
So the clicker
clicker.
turns everything from night to day. What did you think of
Well, it doesn't work for one thing
that? No, it's
because
cack, isn't it?
it doesn't work because he gets outside and it's daylight,
Yeah.
right? And I'd forgotten what happens, right? And it's like, oh yeah, we'll just set off. This will be easy because it's daylight, so there's
Yeah,
no
you just
shit
keep
gonna be
pressing
trying
it.
to kill me. And yeah, you just keep pressing it, but he doesn't. He
never
goes
presses
in a
it.
tunnel.
It's never ever mentioned again.
No, it is used. No, come on, whoa. We need to be clear. It's
When
used
did
at the
he-
very end.
Oh, he
I
uses
used
it
at the
in-
very end of the
in,
game.
Whoa.
Well, but we'll get to that because we haven't got to the finale
Oh,
yet.
right, yeah. Wow.
So he
what's-
goes.
what's the
So off he
finale?
goes. Off he goes in the daylight. Just dawn is just breaking, so you've got plenty of hours to get to the lake
Loads
you
of
need
time,
to get to.
loads of
Fucking
bloody time.
loads of shit, loads of time.
He's got time to get a pick and mix.
He has. So you go into the tunnel.
What kind
So
of
you
pick and
get in-
mix do you think he would get?
I think you go for jelly babies, wine gums, and maybe a chocolate peanut.
Oh,
That's what
really?
I'm saying.
I think
Yeah.
Alan Wake is one of those awful people that like those white mice things.
Oh God, they're awful. Why
yeah,
would you
I
do
bet.
that?
I bet Alan Wake would like them though, wouldn't he? He'd be
You
like,
see,
"Yeah,
you've
I
got to
like
be
them."
clever. We pick and mix. You've got to get small things, so you
Small
feel
and
like
right.
you're getting more. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you feel like flumps.
No, he get.
You
He
can have
get.
hundreds of flumps.
He get the cables. He get the fudge, and he get the white mice because he's a
The
monster.
biggest thing, the
Yeah,
biggest,
'cause
heaviest
he's a
things
fucking
he
idiot.
get.
He's a fucking
He's an
idiot.
idiot.
And he'd be
So
rude
you-
to the woman as well that who served him.
So here's the weirdest thing. So it's completely daylight, just after dawn, early in the morning.
Yeah.
You go through a tunnel,
Yeah.
fight a couple of monsters, and then it's nighttime again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
What
What
was
is
the point
going
in
on?
that? Yeah.
Why is it suddenly nighttime again?
So stupid.
It makes no sense.
Because
right?
the darkness is all around us and it's
I do
coming
love
in.
this game, but makes no sense in
Makes no
places.
sense. No.
So then you spend the rest of that.
Maybe there's
chapter
some hot
literally-
facts that explain that.
Maybe
Mhm.
Oh,
driving
maybe.
for a bit, then you're running for a bit, then you're driving for a bit, and I must admit,
Okay,
the
we can't
last-
just make this section running and shooting.
Well,
and
that's
driving.
kind of
No, no,
all
no.
that
It's
happened.
this is the part where we explain everything that happens in the game rather than
Well,
like picking out.
kind of. That's kind of all that happened.
No, don't talk about everything that happens. Just skip to the parts that are important.
So no, but I was going to come to that. I was going
Go
to
on.
come to that
Okay.
because
Okay. Go ahead.
I quite like the last third of that chapter where all the fucking trucks are landing to try and stop you getting to where you need to get to, and
Yeah.
it's really cool, and it does this really cinematic thing because it makes you look up at the sky and you see one coming down, and it's just like, and it has weight.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah,
really
yeah, it
has
does feel
weight.
good,
When it
yeah.
lands, it feels like it's fucking heavy, like when a tanker comes crashing down in front of you. And then there's this really cool slow-mo cinematic bit where there's a train carriage rolling down a hill towards you.
Oh yeah.
I love that bit. I mean, there's some bits of it that look really fucking cool in this
Yeah.
last section of the game.
There's a section where you go back to your apartment in New York, and you watch a TV show.
You
on
do.
the
You watch
TV?
the. It's like a bit of a whatever they call. What's he called? That really famous interviewer. I can't remember what his name is now.
Charlie
But it's a bit like
Rose,
the Late
Ted
Show,
Koppel,
isn't it? It's a bit, yeah,
Fred
something
Johnson.
like that. Yeah, it's like that, and it's this dude
So this,
interviewing
Mike
you
Roberto.
I
about your
thought-
latest book.
I thought, first of all,
name is-
that Alan Wake comes across as a massive dick in that interview, right? Just
Well,
a
yeah.
huge,
Yeah, totally, it does.
a massive twat, right? And I thought, like, first of all, maybe he comes across as a dick, almost like a different character. It's almost like they wrote or filmed that a different, look, about 2 years before they actually started writing the
Yeah.
actual.
Yeah,
game.
and he sounds totally different, doesn't
But
he?
it
His
is the
voice
same
or whatever.
actor. It's the same.
Yeah, it's
the
totally the
guy.
same actor.
But then they're also like it's just weird. It's just weird. Like they're not Make it look.
But
He makes a
this-
joke. This is the joke, Stu. He goes,
Yeah.
and I do write books, and then everybody laughs in the crowd. I'm like, what was
Yeah,
the joke?
it's just weird. It's just weird.
It's very cringy.
But
I don't-
also,
cringe, as the kids
also,
say.
this is a
Cringe.
total Stephen King nod / rip-off, isn't it? Because the whole story of Misery is that the author of Misery kills her off in the book, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to write about her,
Yeah,
her
that's right.
character anymore.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what Alan Wake's done. He's killed the main character in his book and
Yeah.
the guy on the show. But he's a more jovial. He's upset about it. The people are upset apparently, but it's fine, and then he obviously has nothing else to give.
Yeah.
So that whatever that character, the hard-boiled cop or whatever that he kills off,
Yeah.
that was it. And then he's got writer's block and he doesn't know what to write anymore because he wants to do something new, but he hasn't got anything new to write. You know what I mean? It's
So,
kind of a
The
bit of an odd.
remember that scene in the New York apartment. Do you remember what he's going through? He's hungover, isn't he? He's hanging.
Yeah,
right?
he's got sunglasses on and
So I was
that's
like,
the shit
this
going down.
this is definitely written by a man, right? Because he's hanging, he's hungover. Where's my sunglasses? Need some painkillers, right? His wife comes home, not happy, right? And then he goes, "Oh God, I'm just, I'll go out." And then she instantly forgives him. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, that's never
There's-
happening, is it?
That
That
woman
is
would have
never
dragged that
happening.
out for weeks, right? She's got, right, now you got to do this, you got to do that. We're going out now, we've got a meal. But she's like,
And he's horrible. He's horrible to her as well, isn't he? He's just like, oh, just
yeah,
leave it alone.
it's
What's fucking
horrible.
matter
And
with
then
you?"
she just goes, you know what, you should just go back to bed, actually. I'm like, there's no fucking way. No way anybody's
Yeah.
wife would say that to him. It's like, no, we got like 15 things to do. You get up, you self-inflicted. Fuck you. Get up, you stupid twat. Alan twat,
Yeah.
procrastinate twat. Anyway, sorry. There's also a scene where, you know that bit where he sort of threatens that Sarah cop and he's like, I'm going to do this myself, man. I'm going to fucking do it. right?"
Yeah.
Then also, Barry starts crying.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
weird.
It's so weird. And
It's
Sarah's
so
not
weird.
doesn't Sarah wasn't gonna stop him going on his own
It's so-
at all.
Barry
She's just
starts
stood
crying
looking
as
at
if
him.
like, oh my God, he's going to die. Right?
Yeah, this
But
is the last time we're gonna see Alan.
it would have saved it if Barry just went, like, oh, the only reason I'm crying is because I'm not going to get another book out of you or something, like something funny.
Yeah.
Right? But like, he just started crying. I was like, don't give Barry's always got to be funny. Like, you can't let him be straight. And they wrote him straight on that scene. And he starts crying. This is the bit on the screen now. And it's just, yeah, really.
And it's
really
funny because he presses the clicker and everybody looks round like they can see it's become daylight instantly. They all look up at the ceiling of this
Yeah.
underground bunker
Yeah.
and like they're going to be able to see something. Like, what are they
It's like
looking
the
at?
Porter Robinson song. Boo doo 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 doo. Look at the sky.
I feel like this game wants to be super serious, but it covers itself up by being. Sorry, Duke, see if you agree with this. It wants to be serious, but it
Yes.
tries to take a funny approach to cover its own bad writing.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it, as I said at the time, like a game that is predicated on a writer needs to have amazing writing if they're going to show the actual things the person is writing. And this game leans really, really hard into that. I think it could have been very interesting to make it about someone who's writing screenplays, and then you don't need to quote the actual words that the person's using. You can just have the ideas come alive. But
Yeah,
they took
but
a
it's weird.
swing, and I don't think it works.
For me,
but that's just
playing
me.
it this time, obviously, I didn't get any of that because obviously I'd picked up all the pages already in the previous playthrough. So I
you
didn't
have
get
to
the
bother
voice.
reading them again.
No, and in a way, it doesn't make a lot more difference to the game, to be honest.
Well,
not having all
I
that
don't read
They
research.
should have
I pick
bothered
up
with it in
the-
the first
I
place.
pick up those
Yeah.
papers and I just don't even look at them. Like, I
Yeah.
just like,
Throw them
move
right in
on.
the bin.
Yeah, put them right in the bin,
Right
like
in
you
the
should
bin.
with anything that Alan Wake has written.
And again, what the fuck is he doing with all these thermos flasks he keeps
I don't
picking
know.
up?
He loves
What is he
coffee.
doing with
He's
them?
trying to stay
What's he doing
awake,
with 'em?
Stu.
Hundreds of them.
He's trying to
Hundreds
stay
of
awake. I feel like the last episode was rushed. Just walking through the whole thing, and the game is.
Hey, we were. Oh, you're talking about the show, the game. I thought you meant our podcast.
Yeah,
episode.
and
No,
they're
no, no.
literally throwing everything at you. Do you know what I mean? Like they're.
It is
throwing-
like a
it's-
rolling boss fight, isn't it?
It's just. I just feel
constantly
like it's
getting
lazy.
attacked.
It's a lazy ending.
I kind of liked it. I liked the end of it.
I thought
you
I
know,
thought
I liked that
episode
last
6
bit.
was the laziest level, the episode, B, the boringest one, and also
Yeah.
C, the one where they go, oh, all the stuff that we try and like explain as now we're just going to throw it all out the window because none of it makes sense and it's an ocean. See you later, bye.
Oh, by the way, we should talk about the bulldozer fight because we have a fight with a
Oh, there was a
bulldozer.
bulldozer fight. I did that super
But-
quick though. I did that so quick.
It was, yeah, I did. It got stuck on a bit of metal, and I just
Yeah.
aimed me torch at it till it
Yeah,
died. And
stupid bulldozer.
it didn't
We
last
should-
very
I
long.
reckon that bulldozer got bullied by other bulldozers. And
I
then
think it did.
tried to take it
think it
out on
did.
YouTube. You know.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, the things I really like about the game are the locations, the sense of place. I do quite like the combat loop. I do like it, so I don't mind.
I
that
don't
at
mind
all.
the gameplay as much.
No,
I don't mind
although
the gameplay.
driving is terrible.
Oh
Can we
my
just mention
god, driving
is
is awful.
terrible.
Why have we never talked about driving?
We
Driving
did talk
is
about this, haven't we?
awful.
It is. Don't whatever you
Awful.
do, press move the right analog stick. Don't touch it. Do not.
I never
touch
did
it.
that. What happens?
Oh, if you do it, the camera goes absolutely
Oh,
ape
does
shit.
it? Right.
It does. It goes
Yeah,
totally ape
no.
shit.
And there's loads of like little places to go off on when you're driving and stuff, but I never did. I was like, no, I can't be bothered. It's too much. It's too.
No, I must admit, I did do a little bit of it, try and get some pages. I managed to get probably about 4 pages I hadn't found before in this playthrough, which is
Yeah.
quite cool.
I had no.
But I
interest.
haven't seen this bit, where he goes right down into this valley on screen now. I have
No,
no idea what
no.
this is. I never saw any
No,
of it.
because I'm a huge pussy these days, so I'm like, I don't want any more fights than I need to. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need any more.
Most of these aren't. They're just more pages, aren't they? Or ammo or
Yeah.
something like that, usually.
So, have you got anything else that you want to say about the ending before I go on my hot?
No, let's
facts?
talk. We haven't even talked about the
Hot
ending.
facts.
The
The
ending.
ending. So you fight a big bloody tornado of shit.
Yeah, and you just use your flare gun, and
By the
it
way,
dies pretty
I
quickly.
don't know which one did it better: Plague's Tale, which is a tornado of rats, or this
That is
game,
true.
which is a tornado of junk.
Junk,
You know what I mean?
trucks,
Speedboats, buses,
speedboats, oil
trucks.
tankers.
But in Plague's Tale, it was just a big tornado of rats.
Yeah, I think this was more variety.
What's
It was
your
more
favourite
variety.
boss fight tornado? Hmm?
exactly.
I
exactly.
I don't think I
Um,
can remember any.
Well,
So
you
you
better
do
get
that.
cracking, Duke.
So you do that. You dive into the lake. So you
Yeah.
do your famous dive into the lake.
Loves it.
Then you're in the house again with the. So you can breathe underwater as well, which is a bit weird.
Is that
so
where
you-
is that where the house is underwater?
Yeah, it's underwater. It's on the bottom of the lake. So it's at the bottom
What?
of the lake. Yeah, did you not
Yeah,
realize
you don't
that?
remember that?
Because there's
Do you
bubbles
not
coming
remember
past your
that?
face and stuff.
What are you talking? What?
It's all
Seriously,
very.
it is at the
freaky,
bottom
weird,
of the
I need
lake.
to skip
Stupid.
to the bloody bit.
But
yeah.
what's weird is
It's not a
he's
lake;
not
it's an
s-
ocean.
He's not swimming. He's just walking. He's just
It's
walking. There's these
all loopy.
air bubbles coming past his face and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had the weird apartment
Dude.
scene as well, where Sarah
Yeah,
wasn't
where
really Sarah.
Sarah's trying to. No, not Sarah. Bloody his wife. Whatever.
Oh, his
wife's
wife,
name.
whatever she's called.
The one who
But
wears
yeah.
jeans on the settee. You can't trust her.
That is right. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get blue dye
Guinevere.
or something on there. Oh, you don't want that.
So what? He's
Um,
always hold on.
Megawani.
He's
I'm-
underwater,
he's
so he dives in the
underwater.
lake. He's under fucking what? Just look when he goes in.
What?
Let it play, dude.
Why
He's
does
under
he
the
have a?
world.
There's also a scene where he just sees himself, but like he's weirdly grinning. Like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck is going on? This
And
is
the one
underwater.
he sees, yeah, it's underwater.
Yes.
And he sees one of his
All
his
very
alter
stupid.
ego's got a plaster on his head, and he hasn't, which is a bit fucking weird.
It's
a
all
bit weird.
weird.
The whole
Listen.
thing is fucking weird, and it makes no sense.
So anyway,
Trying
you
to wrap
meet
your brains
you
around
meet
it
a
is
woman
just
again.
kinda-
She's like, "You gotta write it how I like," or something like that. She says to you, and you go
What
and
did you
sit the-
say?
She says, "You gotta write it like I want it."
Okay. All right.
No, she's I don't
Sure
know,
she did. She.
and she's got a hole in a middle for
I
some weird
never
reason.
clocked that this was under the water.
So you can see.
I thought you were
through
just
her.
in some random
No,
place.
because you've just dived in a lake. Where
I
are you
know, but
expecting
this
it
is
to be?
Alan Wake. You could have been on fucking Pluto for all you care.
So there's some weird thing where you've got to click on words, and I
Plot
don't
twist
even know
is-
why that is. You've just got to recreate
Yeah,
the scene for some
Stupid,
reason.
Stupid.
So you eventually get to the house again,
yeah.
and the woman's sort of going, "I want you to write what I want," or whatever, right?
Okay,
And
yeah.
she's got a hole in the. You see, the camera pans behind her,
She's got a hole
and
in
there's
her
a
body.
she's got a hole in the middle of her, right?
It's- Yeah, like death becomes her.
And you go, I'm not gonna do it or something, and you stick the clicker inside her, and it lights her up like a Christmas tree. I kind of like that, and you
Yeah.
don't even do it. It's like a cutscene,
It's.
so it's just a cutscene.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I hated it. I hated the ending.
And then he's tip tap tapping on that makeshift fucking typewriter room that his wife set up, like, you know, in advance, whatever, in a place he didn't even know they were going to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and he says, "It's not a lake, it's an ocean," and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then he switches places with his missus, and she comes out of the lake where the house used to be, and that's the kind of end of the game, isn't it?
I guess so. I hated the ending.
So
I thought
he
it was
dies or doesn't die, or
doesn't
he's
die.
trapped.
Well, he's
He's
not dead,
trapped.
is he, or something?
No,
because
he's trapped.
He's not dead. He's not alive. We don't know what he.
We
It
don't
would have
know
been
what
better
He's
if-
in an ocean.
What would have been a better
something.
last line? It's not a
Gives a
lake, it's
fuck.
Blackpool.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And Alan Wake
It's-
2 is him in Blackpool, getting conned on one of those stall games.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, going up the tower, getting sick on the beach. You know, all the traditional Blackpool.
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Anywho, do you
It's
wanna,
just weird. The
it's a
ending
weird-
is
it's-
very
it's
very
weird.
odd.
do you want to hear
it's very
hot
odd.
facts? Do you want to hear my hot facts?
Go on, let's
Hot
hear the
facts.
hot facts about this
Okay,
very
some of
odd
them
game.
are not that interesting, but here we go. But it does give you an insight because I watched the documentary of the making of this game for this, right?
Oh,
Okay.
So the
He's
first
doing his
trailer,
research, people.
the first trailer is very dull and contains hooded enemies, like they're wearing like cloaks.
Oh, like in Rolling Thunder
Sure. Then
or Kanye West.
the next trailer is almost none of it is in the game, Stu. Like the next trailer. So all these trailers that you're watching, the game. This is why we get the clicker and stuff, right? So the original concept of the game was that it was going to be an open world day and night cycle game, right?
Right.
And they created this town. They spent like weeks and weeks in the northwest, in like Seattle and whatever, to try and map this town, right? Based roughly on Twin Peaks or whatever. And then they were gonna like have an open world and then give you a clicker that then swaps from day and night, right?
Oh, you can just do it anytime.
So you could do it any time. That was the
you
the
can
idea.
do that in Assassin's Creed
I
Odyssey,
feel-
Origins.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I vaguely remember this from when
So
they were
that-
talking
that
about
was-
it at E3.
That was the
You
original.
know,
like,
from the very, it does ring a bell.
His idea was something to do with light and day and switching it like on the thing. And this is like a brand new engine that they made. So they spent 1 year in development not knowing what the game was, right?
That's
They had
brilliant.
no idea, and then they sort of figured out that it might be about light and dark. They felt a ton of pressure after the success of Max Payne. They just this is Sam Lake in particular. So Sam Lake was the writer and director of this game.
It doesn't surprise
He
me.
felt
it
like
really
a ton
doesn't.
of pressure, right? And he wanted to get away from making a linear game, so he wanted to make an open world game. It was originally going to be like a survive in the day, prepare in the day, survive at night type of game. So almost like Fortnite, the survival
Right.
stuff, right? Very, very close. And in 2005, when you
This
first,
is like the Fortnite show.
I'm kind of glad they didn't do
No,
that,
I
if
know.
I'm being really honest.
but they were a bit ahead of their time when you think about it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But when you first saw that trailer in 2005, Stu, they
Yeah.
still had no idea what the game was. Basically that trailer was a pitch.
It was a good elevator pitch,
It
let's
was a
be
pitch.
honest.
It was like
It was a
we've
good
got,
one.
We've got something going on about a game like this. This is the mood. This is like a mood board, right? And like this is it. Buy it. And Microsoft got into it.
Can I just say as well, I do feel like they peaked with the Nightspring stuff with the quantum thing at the beginning. The rest of them weren't that great.
Yeah.
The quantum thing was really
yeah,
good, and
no,
the
that's
rest of them were a bit.
Some of
meh.
them were just like, I got a hole in my basement. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So when Microsoft bought or got into Alan Wake, Sam Lake said they were really helpful and they were really trying to help make the game move along, but it became a too many cooks situation, right? So like too many people were pitching in. They were really stressed, and then Sam Lake said that he formed a group called the Sauna Group because they're based in Finland, so they would have lots of sauna.
Yeah,
groups,
of
right?
course. Yeah.
So they started making really hard choices and locking down stuff. So it's a linear game, no more open world. Light takes away the dark, then you can kill them. Like really hard, right, this is what, because they spent
Yeah.
about 3 years in development hell with this game. from 2005.
Oh yeah, I mean we
to
know that because of the
2008.
length of time it took to come out.
Yeah.
Can I just say, and I've just noticed it here, and I thought about it while I was playing the game. You know the bit with the rotating bridge?
Yeah.
I do like there's so many little attentions to detail because when the bridge grinds, the room is in
camera shakes, yeah.
shakes.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, that's such a nice little touch. I mean, and it isn't that big a deal, but you notice it. You notice,
Yeah.
and it makes you think that again, that bridge has weight.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
That it's heavy.
yeah, yeah.
It is cool, some of the little things that they do in the game. There is a lot of attention to detail in
You
this
talked
game.
about how Alan Wake wrote 2 books about a hard grizzled cop, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Alan Wake struggles to write a book for a new concept.
Yeah.
Does that sound like anybody? It sounds like Sam Lake, the very person
Yeah.
that wrote this game. So
Yeah,
he
it
wrote
does.
Max Payne, and then Max Payne 1 and 2, and he had writer's block, couldn't come up with a story, and then wrote Alan Wake, which is basically about his whole
It's
problem.
an analogy for himself.
So all those cool slow-mo jumps is Sam Lake writing the fact that he's cool and like he thinks he's cool and he wears a scarf and he has floppy hair sometimes. And you know, I like Sam Lake. He seems like a very likable guy. On the very recent Game Awards, he was dancing on stage and he seems like a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
But he isn't shy, is he? He likes to get his ego stroked.
Well,
for
let's be
example,
honest, all of these people do.
for
though.
example, Stu, his face is Max Payne, right? Like just you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
you went,
yeah.
this is my game. I'm gonna put my fucking face on it, right? So
Yeah, that's me.
That's Sam Lake. But bless him, you know, he seems like a nice guy. So I don't want to pick on him too much. And also, I don't know if you know this, but all the Remedy games are set in the same world, Stu.
Yeah, well, we know that because there's a lot of alluded to in Control.
Yeah.
Max Payne, I don't think it's as obvious. Apart from the New York apartment in this, you know what I mean?
Probably, yeah, that's probably the exception, really. But Control,
Yeah.
what's the other one? The time one.
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break, and
Alan Wake
and
too,
Alan
obviously
Wake too,
is.
yeah. So they're all sort of something. The other interesting thing, I vaguely remember this, Stu, but the night sky stars are accurate.
Well, I thought that. Do you know, weirdly, that is so weird that you said, because I was looking at them whilst playing the game at one point, and I thought I saw the plough. You know, the plough star thing. And I was like, these stars don't just look random, you
They're
know, and
correct.
they don't look
And
random at all.
I think when I read that, I was like, I'm sure I remember Stu
But this is
freaking out about that.
This is again comes back to this like attention to
Oh,
detail.
Look, this game
Should we
is-
polish the writing here? It's pretty weak. No. I'm
no.
working on these stars.
gotta
The
put the
constellations.
stars
have
on.
to-
Yeah, but there's so many plot holes.
Aurora
The
Borealis.
stars. I don't look. This game is like made with love. I get that.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you can tell.
But when
you
the
can
top
totally
guy,
tell.
Sam Lake, is like, I'm just going to basically write my own story and everybody can go bollocks and make it, right? And he's not that great.
There's
yeah.
a lot of things that make no sense. Like even
Yeah.
the guy who's pretended to kidnap his wife. How did he even know what had happened to her?
I don't know.
Do you know? Like, there's so many
Yeah.
things that don't make sense
make
when
no
you
sense.
really think about them. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. Overall, I think it definitely
Well,
holds up. I do.
I got
do.
I got 2 more facts and then we can talk about
I
that.
do.
Because you said, you know, I don't know if they used motion capture. They used motion capture for the main characters, and the only thing that they didn't motion capture was the Taken. You know, the enemies. Basically.
But again, how ahead of the time were they for doing that back then? Because the games just didn't do it, did they?
yeah, they did.
You know, they did, but not to the like the Last of
Look,
Us. And...
Call of Duty was motion capture. They were all motion capture.
Well, to
Anyway,
an extent, but I don't
um,
think to the same.
This is a good one. This is a good fact.
Go
This
on,
is a
then,
good hot
go on,
fact.
then, let's hear it.
You know when you hear they call it bets, so bringing in the enemy to the scene or some shit like that. I don't know, right? So when you know an enemy's coming, that creepy music plays and that weird atmosphere.
That's right.
from,
And then there's a slow mo. It zooms out to show
do you
it,
know
doesn't
what
it?
that sound is? Do you know what it's a
I've no-
remix
I've
of?
no idea.
That
I
is a
do. I actually have it right here.
Yeah, it's totally that. What is it actually?
It is
What is it?
a crying baby and baby kittens slowed down with a bit of.
Nice. I like stuff like that. I
do
like
like
stuff
stuff
like that.
Very nice.
I like stuff
So,
like that.
Stuart,
There is one, and I can't remember. Just a minute. Just going back to
Whoa,
that.
whoa,
There's
whoa.
a scene in the game. You know, it always says click L to focus or whatever. So you focus on. It wants you to see something in the game, and you have to click the L the left analog stick down.
Yeah.
There's one of those where
You
you,
know
click
what else
it,
L stands for?
you click it and it goes out and out and out and out till Alan Wake's just a tiny little dot on the screen. And I just remember sitting there thinking, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I think it's when it's showing the mountain for the first time.
Yeah.
And it just zooms out and out and out and out. And I do think, you know, when you're saying about open world, you can kind of tell because it still feels almost like it could be open world, but it just is.
So basically, everything you see in the game, every like little road or whatever, that was intended to be an open world. So it probably
you can
is kind of
tell. You
playable.
can
And
totally
they said
tell.
that there are some areas that aren't polished, but you could probably walk over there and, you know, or if we didn't block this road, there's a whole nother road and path that you don't see because we made it. So Stuart, there are 2 episodes that I have never played.
Have you ever played them?
I have never played the DLC for Alan Wake.
I've played
I've
both
never
for the
played them.
DLCs.
So we're going to play those in the new year.
We are.
Does it hold up, Alan Wake?
Does it hold up? I mean, I've already said what I think. I think it does. I still like this game, as quirky and non-making sense that it is. I just enjoy it. I just like the game in general. So for me, it's a big, it definitely holds up.
I'm going to say yes. It does hold up. I think it does hold up because I do enjoy playing it, but I was at the same time like done with this game.
Incredulous.
I was like, when episode 6 was like, I really want to get this finished. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I wanted to just finish it, and I just felt like it was starting to make sense, and then it stopped making sense, and that really bugged me.
Yeah, I get that. I do totally get it. I can't disagree with you, really.
Yeah, so I do, but I do like the loop and the attention to details.
I do think though, for a game when what year was this made? 2008? Did it finally come out? 2009, 2010. It does look pretty. I mean, I know you played the remastered version, but I still played the original one on PC. But on high settings, it still looks pretty bloody good.
Yeah, no, a lot of people have said this about the original Alan Wake. Still looks good to this day. Yeah,
it still looks good, and that's one of the biggest. It doesn't feel like a really old game, you know, when you look at it.
No,
I do think it holds up, and I think they did a cracking job back in the day. And love it or hate it, like Duke does, it still holds up. That's my opinion. Right, we're done.
And SLH, no, I'm not alone in hating it.
Yeah, I don't think SLH is here anymore. I think she's gone because we're talking about Alan Wake.
I don't blame her. You wouldn't give it up with this.
Yeah.
So,
well, we had to play it. That's just
there
it.
we go.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, you have to talk about it for 30 minutes.
yeah, we do.
Shut up. Yeah, we do. Duke, back to you. Come on, talk about your new
back
game.
to me. All right, there is a new game that just came out recently called The Finals. This has been in alpha for a while, but it just at 1.0 is apparently
I've heard
out now.
I've heard good things about this.
Okay, so it's a PvP game. You're in squads of 3. There's the one I played was 3 teams, and it's a arena style shooter. You're jumping up around. There's buildings. There's like ropes you can attach to, and then it's vroom, shoots you up. One was on a series of skyscrapers, so you have to make sure you're on the little walkway between them. There are these like boxes of money that show up, and you have to go fight other people to get to the box of money, and then you take it to a deposit spot, and then you wait for the money to go into the deposit spot, and then you get $10,000 or whatever. And whoever ends up with the most money at the end of the round wins.
I've just seen that it's in this giant arena because I didn't realize that.
It is in a giant arena, right? So it looks cool. It plays well.
It cool.
I had some fun playing. I got some kills. You know what drives me nuts with this game? It's a tiny thing, I suppose, but it fucking does my head in. Iron sights.
Iron sights.
Oh, okay.
It's all iron sights. There's
I love
scopes.
iron sights. I love iron sights.
Yeah, Chinny
Why
like
do you
this.
love
I
iron
don't know.
sights?
I just think, look, I don't know. It just feels.
Yeah, it's everything about it is high tech. It's like a city and an arena. It's like your holograms basically, because when you die, it's just like back in the game, whatever. You've got grenades that create like clouds, but then they're like physical. They stick around. You can't go through them. Like, it's really creative in a lot of ways. And then they're just like, what about the scopes for the guns? Fuck that. Just use iron sights. What? It makes no sense. It seems totally incongruous.
Reason, though, mustn't it?
I guess. All I know is I went looking like, when do you unlock the red dot? And they're just like, nope, it's all I'm like, what? Why? It doesn't make
No,
any
they
sense
must. I
to
think
me.
it must be to keep it more competitive. Maybe I don't know. There's
But if
obviously some
everybody gets a
more
red dot,
balanced.
it would just be just as balanced.
Yeah, but not everyone would have a red dot though, would they? Some people would still have
No,
iron sights. Some people have red dots.
But okay, but give every gun in the game, then put a red dot on it.
So
I'll
it sounds like
be
to me
honest.
that you're just sad that they don't give you the thing that you want.
Yeah, don't give you an advantage.
Because other
over
people,
other
Well, I don't
players.
understand.
I want the thing that I want. I want a red dot. But look, what if people hate red dots?
Yeah,
That's fine. What if people hate iron sights?
Well, that's
Mm.
you.
Like
Well, I
it's
that's it.
fine. So it's 1/3 of the people in this show,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there are other people who
So let me.
might want them.
All
I'm saying is, look, every other first-person shooter game that's not set in World War II that I can think of has red dots.
But did he?
And
Like, can I ask a
holographic
question?
scopes and-
Are the actual guns the same for everybody?
Yes,
Hold on. Stu's talking, but we can't hear.
but we
him.
can't hear him. Uh-oh. The
Oh,
developers
no.
of this game have silenced him because they can't handle the
Stu,
truth.
we can't hear you.
Can you hear us, Stu? We can't hear you.
Oh no, he's just realised. Look at the panic on his eyes.
I know, right? Last week it was his camera. This week we can't hear him. Maybe it's Chrome. That's what happened last week, right? Chrome, give
Look
us a
at
thumbs
his-
up if you can hear us.
No, he can't hear us at all.
No, he can't
Look
hear
at the
us.
panic
he
on his
can't hear us.
little
We can't hear
face.
him. All right, I'm gonna make a note to cut this out because nobody wants to hear this shit.
I put the
58, 56.
live stream on his full face of panic. No, can't hear you, Stu.
Sorry,
Let's read the
Stu.
chat while we're here. Tainty Brain says, "Hey there, I enjoyed the first
Hey.
Alan Wake, but never
Alan
really
Wake.
wanted to go back." Jason's in the chat. He says, "Brian, you got this." A gazillion years on, they're still waxing lyrical about Alan Wake. Susan says, "Tainty Brain's got to go to have breakfast because he's in Japan." Susan
Japan.
has just jumped off a cliff because she hates Alan Wake. And then Jason says that I love Alan Wake.
That's it. That's pretty much all the chat.
I don't really love Alan Wake. I don't know. I just
Mike and headphones just stop working. We'll leave and join again. Okay, thank you, Stu.
Grape. Steven says, "Hey
Go ahead.
guys."
Leave. Oh, he left.
So
Hey, Steven. You're just in time for the Stuart technical difficulty part of the program.
Yeah. So
Hopefully he'll be back
just
in a second.
reminder for the listeners: we will be recording Christmas Eve, and we'll be doing a prize draw for the people that are patrons and the best chatters, I guess. The chatters.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a prize draw on New Year's Day.
Now is Mike. Oh,
Yeah, that was just weird. It just suddenly
All
stopped
right, you're back.
working.
No,
yeah,
Stu's
that was just
back.
it. Just
All right,
both
quick
things
before it
stopped at
goes
the
dead
same
again.
time.
Let's jump back into
I know.
it.
No, I think it's fine.
Go.
That was very odd.
Right,
Yes.
the finals.
So you asked me if every gun in the game is the same, and I
Yeah,
said
is everybody
yes
the
on the
same?
finals.
Well,
Yes,
that's probably
every
why.
gun's
It's
the
to
same.
keep it balanced, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's
but-
completely balanced.
But
I
you
saw a
could
scope
keep it
then.
balanced.
Oh, it's a sniper rifle. Sorry.
Yeah, but you'd either have everyone with iron sights or everyone with red dot sights, wouldn't you? But I think there's
Right.
more skill using iron sights than there is in red dot sights. So
Okay,
they obviously wanted
that's
it to be
fine.
more
That's
competitive.
a reason.
and
I don't like
balanced.
iron sights, so I won't be playing this.
Is that
That's
how
fair
strong
enough.
you feel?
That is
Yeah.
fair enough, I guess. But I can
Wow.
see why they did that. I like that because no one's got an unfair advantage, have they?
Those booster
But
platforms.
the
are they-
advantage between iron sights and red dot, I mean, it's sniper rifles then shouldn't be in the game then, right?
Oh, is the sniper rifles
There
in the
is,
game?
yeah.
There's sniper rifles, there's handguns, there's I mean,
Oh,
there are
is different
there's
guns. Sorry, I
shotguns.
thought there was
so
just
there are
that
different
one
guns.
gun. You all have
Right.
one gun.
No. I mean, that's the thing. Is like there's some variety, just
Yeah.
not the kind
Not
of
a
variety I
lot.
like. So
Yeah,
Whatever.
interesting though.
I'm not too salty. I don't think I'd play it a whole lot just because I don't know. It's also very nerve wracking. You know, it's the type of game where like I got a box of money at one point and I was like, yes, I'm almost to the dead.
Are those jump
like-
pads infinite?
No, I think it's like a grenade. Like you have, a certain number of grenades with you when you run around, and you have a certain number of the jump pads. So it's kind of like that.
Okay.
But you can put them in a lot of different places, and when you die, you respawn, you get another one, or whatever. Maybe there's two. I don't know. Or it takes time, or if you get a resupply, thing.
Right.
So anyway, it was worth the money. So yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's not
finals,
something I
eh.
would play, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks kind of
Generally
cool.
well made. If they brought in red dots, maybe I'll try it again.
Yeah, maybe you'll go back.
I'll go
Chinny,
back.
what else have you got?
I've been playing more of the Rollerdrome game.
Oh my
Ooh,
God,
how
you're
about
in.
that?
You're in.
Rollerdrome, bitches.
You are in.
No, I was really impressed with it last week. I really liked it.
Yes.
So I thought I'll give it a little bit more time. It's you get like more weapons, so you get like a shotgun,
Ooh, yeah.
and you get a grenade launcher.
Right.
And a grenade launcher.
That
And
sounds cool.
So basically, the gist of, because we didn't get this far, is, you know, on like Tony Hawk's and stuff like that, you know, Pro Skater, those kind of games where you've got challenges in each map. So it's like get all 4 combo things, or shoot a heavy with pistols without him putting his shield up, or something like that, or, you know, do 10 flips or something like that. You got all these like goals in every map, and there's about, I don't know, there's probably about 15 or 20 each map. So the way the game progresses is you've got to unlock as many of those as possible. So at some point you'll keep playing the levels until you've got to do, you require 4 more goals to unlock the next stage.
Interesting.
So yeah, so it does give you a little bit of a bit of a barrier, and goes, no, you've got to play the old maps again, which I wasn't sure about, to be honest. But it does, I'll tell you one thing that it does do is make you play a lot better, because some of the targets, some of the goals are get this score. So, you know, so you're like, okay, you got to get this score. And you're like, right, the way you get this score is multipliers, getting those combo things that you got to reach for, so you got to know where all those are, and doing it as quickly as possible, like really quick. All right.
I've got to say, I'm watching it again, obviously, here on screen. It just looks so stylish.
Yeah, it is very
Everything
stylish.
that
And
it
this
looks
is-
amazing.
I'm looking at this person now, thinking like, this is like basic. This is basic stuff, compared to what creeps up after a while.
Right.
Yeah, it gets very frantic, very. I don't know if it gets difficult, but it certainly gets challenging. Like you do die. There's no way you do maps first time, you know. But no, but it does get addictive. You know, you do get like, I think I can do better than that. You know, you know those types of games where you do something, you fail, and you go, I think I can do better than that. I think I can do better than that.
You get given just enough to
So these
make
are
you
like-
think, well, I'll have another go.
Yeah, so on screen now are the challenges. That's what they're not goals, they're challenges. So for example, you know, beat there's usually 2 scores you've got to get, you know, like beat 200,000 or beat 380,000, collect 5 combo tokens, perform any grind trick, dodge a grunt bat attack. So sometimes the ones with bats just hit you. And then you got different type of enemies, and there's ones with like rocket launchers, the sniper rifle enemies, yeah, and they get really tricky. And there's ones with like shields that you've got to knock back. So the variety keeps getting thrown at you, and yeah, you can do wall grinds and all sorts of stuff after a while. So yeah, it does change it up. It's quite difficult, but fun. The game's fun.
But you're enjoying the challenge.
Yeah, it's really easy stuff. You know, like I imagine, like kind of, well, not imagine. I know what Rocket League's like, but you play Rocket like, like it's just quick little fun bits. You know what I mean? Just little fun levels, and I can play one level and I'm done. You know, like it's perfect for like, because I play Xbox Game Cloud at work, so I've got a controller at work, so on lunchtime I'll have a quick level of this, you know, or like say I've got like 10 minutes where Rosa isn't crying or shitting, so I'll play this for a little bit, you know. So it's no, it's good.
And it's kind of quite a good pick up and play game, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
It is good. You could play
Very
it for
good.
you could play it for 5 minutes. You could play it for like 4 hours. You know what I mean? It's one of those types of games.
Yeah. It is getting a lot of love, I must admit. So, or it got a lot of love.
Rollerdrome.
Yeah, I'll talk about. I've only played one other game this week because I've had so little time to play games. But they've been having a sale on at Epic Games Store.
Yeah, they have.
Miles Morales.
And they gave away. Sorry, real quick. They gave away Destiny 2 and all the DLC, so that's still going on right now. If anybody hasn't ever played Destiny 2, you want DLC, like Beyond Light, Witch Queen, like there's a lot of stuff
Duke,
for free. It's very impressive.
No.
He said no.
Okay, that's fine. Just letting people know.
nah.
Go ahead.
So
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales was on offer, but then you got a 33% off coupon as well,
Oh,
which
snap.
brought it down to 15 quid or so. And then I had
not bad.
£2.80 in Epic Game Store credits, so I added that to it as well, and it came.
Why'd you have that?
You just get it for buying stuff. So I don't know. I had some sort of money for
Never
buying
bought anything
stuff.
from them, I guess.
So I got so I ended up paying 13 quid, which I'm assuming you think's a pretty good deal, Chinny, for
That is a pretty
what
good
was
deal.
a PS5
How
game,
much did you get
PS5
it
launch.
for? Sorry, how much?
13 whole pounds.
Oh yeah, it's like a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. So obviously I had to install Heroic Launcher, which I already had on my Steam Deck. But it's not been plain sailing, can we say? So I installed it, but oh my god, it defaults to PC controls. So there's no gamepad support via Heroic for Miles Morales.
Right.
So what you do then is you go into the controller setup and you can choose community built controls. So people will build controls so you can play the game using the Steam Deck. So they do it. So they do like a make it yourself control scheme.
Yeah.
So that's basically what they do. So you pick it, download it, then you use it. And although it's sort of fine, there's still some buttons. How many fucking buttons are there on a PS5 controller? Because this game has about a gazillion different things you have to do.
I got a controller here.
So is the 2 layers? How does this work? Can you remember?
2 layers of what?
Of controls, because there's about 25 buttons or commands.
My guess is that this is a PC game, basically.
Yeah,
So
no,
my
it's a
guess is a lot of
PS5
those
exclusive.
buttons- But
So
you
it's
bought it on the Epic Games Store,
Yeah, I
which is
did.
usually played by people who play it on the PC.
Yes, but you've still got to have all those different commands in the actual PS5 version of the game. So what I'm trying to understand is how the fuck did he fit all that in?
So I think I've just done quick maths, right? Quick maths. I think there's about 21 buttons on this thing.
Yeah,
right?
there is.
So-
Really?
Because you
Shit's alive.
got the face buttons, yeah. So the 4,
Yeah.
the triangle, square.
4.
You got 4 D-pad buttons.
4
yeah?
more, that's 8.
You got
Yeah.
2 trigger buttons, the shoulders and the triggers
10.
themselves,
12.
right?
Yeah.
So you got your 2 analog stick buttons. So you press
Yeah.
those in,
13, 14.
Yeah.
and then you got your touchpad. And on Spider-Man, you can swipe left, swipe right, swipe up, swipe down, and press
So
it.
they make those into they make
get
those
that,
into key
but
presses.
Because
on
in
this-
Spider-Man, swiping left on the touchpad does something different to swiping right on the touchpad, to touching it, to
Yeah,
swiping
yeah,
up,
yeah.
swiping down. So that's 5 buttons on the touchpad itself.
I get that, right? And I do.
I don't know
really
how
get
you
that.
can get that and carry on.
But listen, but on the
But you
Steam
will.
Deck,
Yeah.
but the Steam Deck uses both analog stick clicks, right? Triggers, shoulder buttons, the 4 buttons underneath, the touch pads on both sides in different directions, the face buttons, and the D-pad. So it uses all that, and there were still things missing, and I had to remap it and work out how to get. It didn't even have a button for doing tricks in midair when you.
This sounds like
swing it.
way more work than it's worth.
Well, like,
Honestly, you
I feel
cannot
like- I
believe
feel
how
like if
many
you
commands
knew
there are.
What the actual controls were, like, because the doing tricks is when you're in the air, you hold square and move around.
See, that's the thing, right? It's,
see,
it's all.
In this, it was just
compounded.
mapped to
Hold this and
another
press that, hold
button.
this and
Yeah, it
press
wasn't
that.
even mapped.
So
Because you probably can't tell the Steam Deck when I'm holding this, I'm going to press that.
Yeah,
and it's a
hold it
combination.
down. Maybe that's what it
You
is because
probably
it had
can't
to
do
be.
that.
It's mapped to T on a keyboard,
right.
so it's just
Right.
mapped
See, that's
to
the
the
thing.
letter T.
On a keyboard, you have so many options. So a
Yeah,
PC
so
game,
they've just-
Whereas on a PS5, they would be able
Yeah,
to do that.
so what
hold
they've
this while
do-
press
so what
that, but
they've done on the
PC, you can't do that.
PS5
so
is
when they
it's-
then go back to the
Yeah.
Steam Deck, it's just
It'll be
Piggly
quick
piggly.
press for this, press and hold for this.
Yeah.
So that's what it-
tricks,
so
tricks
they
are
lose
literally
control.
hold square, push a direction. That's
But the square will probably do something else when you just press it once without holding it. I'm guessing.
not when you're swinging. No, not really.
No, that's what I mean. There'll be swinging controls and there'll be stuff when you're on the ground. Well, on the Steam Deck, it's a separate button for everything, every single command. So it has been tricky. And the other problem is when I've been doing the tutorial bit at the beginning of the game, it's giving me the keyboard command. So it's saying press letter T. And I'm like, what fucking buttons T? So I'm having to constantly look at the mapping to find out which one's T, which one's R, which one's M. And I'm like, oh my God. But I am getting there, but flipping out. I'm too old for this. You know, when you're trying to learn all this shit at
It's a
my
shame
age.
that they haven't got just like.
You know
a
how I get
Steam
around
Deck
that is
version.
just play the game on the PC.
Well, I could have done that because it would have recognized the normal gamepad and I could have just probably
Yeah, but
played
then
it
he
with a
can't brag
gamepad.
about it, can he?
But no, it runs. I mean, don't get me wrong. It runs
It
absolutely
runs great if you
perfectly.
can figure out how to play it. It's just
Anyway,
amazing.
let's talk that aside. Let's talk about the actual game itself.
Good, isn't it?
I love the fact it's set at Christmas. This is a
Christmas, it's a
perfect
Christmas
game
Yeah, I forgot
to
about
play
that.
in December.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, brilliant, because I obviously didn't know that because I've never played it before.
Yeah. I
Um,
forgot that it was a Christmas game, but yeah.
Yeah, love the voice acting. Love the little interludes where they're all having Christmas dinner or whatever. You know, they're all having a meal together and stuff. I kind of liked all of that stuff. There is some weird stuff though. Can we just go into a bit of weird stuff? Like, for instance, Spider-Man, Peter Parker says to him, "Oh, I've got to go away, and you're left to look after the city." So that's the thing, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
I've sent you a present, right? And he gives him the shittest Spider-Man outfit ever. And I'm like, why is he giving him this shit Spider-Man
Because
outfit?
he's in training, isn't he? You can't
I
give him
don't care. He gives him this
Hey,
crappy
when
thing
you're
with
the,
knee
when you're in the
pads and
when you're in
elbow
the
pads.
kitchen when you're in the kitchen, Stu, all right, and you got a trainer, you don't give them the best stuff.
Yeah, but you also don't leave them in charge of the safety of the whole city.
Yeah, but it's
I think we
Just
can
saying.
get down to the actual reality here. Peter Parker's racist AF.
Yeah, he
Correct.
is, and he
That's
fucking
correct.
hates.
I'm saving
Miles
the good
Morales.
Spider-Man outfit for my
Exactly.
white trainee.
He wants to make
Sorry,
him look like a
Birdman.
twat, is what I think,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he
yeah.
looks like a twat.
He's huge racist. Yeah.
It's slightly better than the one he starts off at the beginning of the game, but it ain't that much better. He looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm
Wait
like,
until
no
you find
one's
out that
gonna-
Miles Morales
The
is
other
also a
thing
lesbian.
is-
Yeah.
The other thing is, he's meant to be filling in for Spider-Man. No one's going to believe that's actually Spider-Man because
Yeah.
he looks nothing like him. I'm just like,
Well,
it's
'cause he's
such a
black?
weird thing. But I
Well,
know why
he
they've done
does.
it.
Oh, wow, you're racist.
I know why they've done it because they want him to get like you obviously
Yeah.
level up your suits as you go through the game, but it
Yes.
makes no sense as a story mechanic.
No. And also,
know, so
Peter
it
Parker
makes
has
no
made
I
sense.
love how you
really-
go from Alan Wake to this, and you're like, come on, this makes no sense. Like,
It
what?
doesn't
Come
know,
on.
but it's a game. I get it.
I'm not
It's a
saying you're
video
wrong. I'm
game.
just saying compared to Alan Wake, this makes loads of sense.
Yeah, true.
But
True.
there's a in the end of Spider-Man 2, Miles makes a new suit for
Oh, have you
himself.
played Spider-Man 2, Chinny?
I don't
didn't realize you
blame him.
played the newest
I
one.
don't blame him,
No,
Ginny, because
you
Spider-Man, Peter Parker keeps giving him
should-
shit suits.
you
So it's
should
not wonder he's
see-
making his own.
So throughout the game, he's got good suits, right? Miles Morales has got.
He gives him this neon green thing with like a clown nose.
You're not
like,
far
where
off.
is-
You're not far off. So so Miles's suits are generally like pretty cool, I think. And he gets another suit where he has a cat in his backpack, which is really really cool.
Oh, that's pretty
Anyway,
cool.
the at the end of Spider-Man 2, he makes a new suit, and Peter Parker comments on it, going, "Oh, you got a new suit?" And he's like, "Yeah, trying to jazz it up a bit." I don't know what he says, and it's fucking awful. It's like the worst. So you can see Miles Morales' hair through it, and it's fucking
Oh,
awful.
no.
It's just dreadful.
That can't be on purpose, can it?
It's real. It's real.
No, but I mean, do you think they made it bad on purpose?
No,
Because,
I
like,
think
there's
they
no
made it
taste?
with the intention of like, this looks sick. Like, I imagine like the developers made it and was like,
Yeah,
"Nah,
but
they
it
didn't
just
make it.
doesn't.
and it's awful.
Yeah.
Generally,
Can I just
the
say,
internet has agreed
Once
that
again,
it's awful.
it might have worked great if the person had like straight hair, but they're racist, so they
Yeah,
make
they
it.
are.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
we
they're
all know
totally
that.
racist.
Spider-Man, Peter Parker is racist. We know that.
Totally racist.
Yeah.
Can I
developers
just
are racist,
say,
Stu's racist.
I think the combat in this game is actually better than Batman.
Yeah.
I do. I genuinely think it looks so cool.
It never,
You
it
know.
was
Don't
never
get
a
one of
dull
these
moment.
for the winter
No,
sale.
and even if you fuck it up, it still looks cool.
That's great. Yeah.
It still looks great. Whatever you do. Looks
It's
amazing.
been a minute since I've played a Batman game, but yeah, I mean, I suppose Spider-Man has got a lot of verticality, hasn't he? And he can get to
Yeah.
one place and another very quickly, whereas Batman isn't. I know he's got a grapple, but whatever. It's okay. But yeah, Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, you zoom around these fights. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
going flying. You're
It's brilliant.
dragging people. You're whipping the guns off them and hitting people with them. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, never stops. Never gets old, I don't think. the
No,
Spider-Man
no, I
combat.
absolutely
know,
agree.
I
I've
never-
forgotten how good it is. I mean, I played the original Spider-Man, but that's quite a long time ago now.
2018.
Yeah, so it's like 5 years ago, and I do like the Venom attacks. I think they're so
Yeah, very
cool,
good, yeah.
and the Venom like ground slam thing is
Yeah.
super cool as
Are
well.
you
There's
playing
so-
this? What was the reason you're playing this? Do you want to play Spider-Man 2? Are you working on your way to it?
No. I just got this because it was cheap,
'Cause it was
and it's some of
cheap.
that I've wanted to play
I
for a
forgot
while.
that you were tight, Stu.
I am tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some of that I
But
wanted
you
to
know
play for a
what?
bit. and
Perfect
it
time
was-
to
it was-
play it. Perfect.
Yeah,
time to play
I'm just like, and it's not very long either, is
it.
it?
No,
It's sort
no,
of fairly
about,
short.
like about 5 to 10 hours, I think.
Yeah, which is
And
perfect.
It ends really well as well. It's got a really sweet, nice ending, and it was made during the Black Lives Matter sort of movement, and there's a big sort of Black.
But this
Lives
was
Matter.
was this originally meant to be DLC? Is that correct?
But I mean, technically, it is DLC.
Yeah,
technically.
it feels like DLC,
It
but they
is,
charged
yeah.
full price for it, didn't they, when they released
Yeah.
it? But
So this was released in 2020, I think, and
Yeah.
there's a big sort of that moment in time where the Black Lives Matter movement was happening. It was a big thing,
Yeah.
and this completely hits it on the nose and addresses it, which I thought was really nice. I like video games when they address important stuff and they don't shy away.
no,
from it.
I like this in general as well. I just think it's slick, but it does feel like
He
an
likes it
add-on.
unless there's lesbians.
unless there's
unless there's
lesbians,
lesbians.
yeah, then
Unless
I'm
there's
out. Then I'm
lesbians in
out.
it.
Yeah.
It does feel like an add-on to the original game. It doesn't feel like a game in itself. It feels like a little bit of DLC. That's what it feels like. But that's fine. It feels like this is the Spider-Man bit of fun Christmas story. Peter's gone away for the holidays.
Yeah.
Miles Morales has to take over while he's away.
Saying that
That's-
it takes about 7 hours 39 minutes for the main story,
Yeah.
and then maybe 12 hours if you did pretty much.
Yeah. And I did like the opening Rhino fight was pretty cool.
Yes, and you
It's
ride
pretty
the
cool.
Rhino, don't you?
You ride the Rhino. You have to steer him around stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so I kind of liked it. I thought it was it's really well done. So yeah,
Spider-Man
very
2
impressed.
is just as good, if not better. So
it's pretty good.
yeah, you'll get that when it's £3 discounted, and you got to trade in
I
your cat
will,
and your
I
dog's arse
will.
and all this sort of stuff.
To get a PS5. Can I just say the fact that a PS5 game runs on the Steam Deck's pretty amazing.
All right, you can't say we've got to ban
Let's
certain
just
things.
let's just be honest.
We've got
Let's
to
just
ban.
be honest.
We've got to ban like Stu talking about this
Come
one's on
on.
a Steam Deck, isn't
Come
that
on.
amazing? We've
Come
got
on.
to ban Duke from talking about like Rocket League. I mean, this one was valid this week, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is on medium settings, so this
Okay,
does not
that's
run on
still
the high.
talking about
Okay.
it. That's
Medium
done.
settings.
Yeah.
Let's
Pretty
get through
good.
the
Still
show.
looks really good.
Quick show.
Yep.
Quick show.
Yeah, Duke,
All right,
back to
so
you.
I got one more. There's a game that came out this week that I think we all played the demo. Did you play this?
We
Stu, the demo?
did, yes, I really liked
Yeah,
it.
so there you go, people. And this is the game that all the kids are talking about. I'm referring, of course, to House Flipper 2.
You joke.
Now, the
You
first
joke.
House Flipper was on.
You joke, Duke, but I think a lot of kids play this game. To be honest, I think.
Well, I don't know any students who played it, so
Oh.
I was mentioning it, and they're like, "What? Did you're just fixing houses? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Don't judge me.
Go on.
Anyway, the first House Flipper game was on Xbox Game Pass, so I thought, "Ooh, maybe this will also." No, it's not.
No, it
So
isn't.
I sat there for a minute, like, I don't know, $35. Like, when was the last time I paid this much money? for a game? When was
$35?
the last time I
Not
bought a
only
game
that,
day
when
one?
was the last time
I
you
know,
bought
right?
a game day one?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
cannot remember the last time you did
But then
that.
I was like, that's what decided me, because I was like, I buy games when they're very, very cheap. I've been pretty thrifty lately. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Wow,
So I bought it.
I am impressed.
And I gotta say, as much as I love the demo, this is amazing.
I have to say, as soon as
I
you
knew.
start talking, Duke, I know whether you like it or
Well,
not.
do you know how I know?
I've set you up too
Do
well.
you know how I know, Chinny? Because every time I've been on Steam, he's been playing it. I mean, he has been
all
grafting
day
on this.
Saturday, the
He has
whole
been
day.
grafting, yeah.
I reached a point where I was
So I
like,
knew,
man,
I
my
knew.
eyes kind of hurt, man. I was like, oh, I gotta take
I
a
knew.
break. It's so good.
Why?
It's just the first one, but like a lot. Everything's improved.
Yeah.
You instead of just scrubbing, you have the spritz, and it makes the cleaning of stains faster. I did like 3 jobs. First of all, I don't know
Oh my
how
God, you
they
could
tried
knock
to
the
work
wall
it.
down. Like, that's
Oh, yeah,
mad.
You
Yeah.
can totally knock it's
Wow.
everything is changeable. So I did like 3 jobs, and they take you through. Okay, back up. The
He's
profile.
so excited.
It says like continue, which obviously I played the demo, so it still had save game file. So I'm like, oh, yeah, let's
Nice.
just continue. It took me back to that house we had cleaned up in the demo, but like it fucked up. There were like beams coming out of the house and stuff, and I'm like, let me just start a new game. So I start a new game, and it takes you through like jobs. The first one is just picking up trash, and the next one is you clean up, stains and things. And so it takes you through each of the skills, right? I need you to buy stuff for my son's bedroom and whatever, and that's how you learn how to buy furniture and whatnot. And then after like 3 or 4 missions, I realized that my home base was actually a house that was left to me by my parents, because I was just in this room, just going to the laptop, take a job, go to the laptop.
That was
take
the
a
same
job.
in House
And then
Flipper
eventually-
1, though. Like, you could do.
Yeah,
was like
but
a
it's a
shed,
very
though, wasn't
small.
it? Like
It
a
is just a
shed.
shed, right? It's a very basic thing that you start in, which is fine because you're obviously going to get other houses and you can make those up. This house, it starts you out with a house, and it's the fucking ugliest house in the world. I was
Nice.
so overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God, this place sucks. And I couldn't make the changes I wanted to make because I needed to knock some walls down and stuff. And I was just like, it's going to take, I had to do more jobs to unlock the part where you knock the wall down. But it's just so
I'll tell you what.
good.
If only wallpapering was that easy in real
no.
life.
I know. Well, that's the whole
Jesus.
thing. Is like I'm playing this and I'm like, it's kind of ridiculous that I'll spend this much time on a game where you clean up a virtual house, and meanwhile I got work I need to do on our
Oh,
house,
yeah,
and I'm like,
cool.
fuck it, because it's fun to do it here. The same reason I don't go to an actual war. I'll play Call of Duty instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is giving me like Power Wash Simulator vibes, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, and here's the funny thing about it. One of the missions is like, I'm about to move into this house, but it's kind of a mess, and so go and clean it up, and then get rid of the old furniture, put new furniture in, and then it's like, hey, I left some boxes. Could you unpack some of that stuff? And suddenly it's unpacking. Like they must have seen the game unpacking and been like, wait a minute, we could do
That's
that.
brilliant.
We have all these things in our game. We'll just make a box full of books, and then you put. That's what people want to do. Fine, here's a box full of books.
I love that.
It's so funny. They just, nakedly swiped it from unpacking. Painting is easier because you can make the paint roller like super wide, and then you take, you have to start out taping off the area to paint, but then you get a perk where you don't have to do that, and it's just
Were you skilled
satisfying.
enough to cut in without the tape, I guess.
Well, it stops when you're about to go over the window frame or whatever. So
Yeah, but it's because
for all
you've got
intents and
skills
purposes.
then. You've got the skills to do that.
Well, it just automatically does it. So yes, my character does.
Yeah, your character's
Window
skilled.
cleaning is a lot faster. In the original game, window cleaning took a long time. Now it's whoosh, 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 and you don't have to have it. I think maybe in the previous game you needed to get like 97% of the window clean. Now it's maybe 90% because it's like whoosh, 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 and it's like sparkle.
Yeah.
It's so.
Well, I believe as well, Duke, you can build your own house from the ground up. You can just
You
build
can,
a
and I
home.
haven't gotten to that yet, but they do have a
Oh
thing
my
where it's
God,
like,
can you imagine?
if you learn to build items like this picture frame, then you can get a discount for it or something. I don't really know how it works because I haven't, but they did this little mini game where it's like, let me introduce you to the concept. And I did it. And it's like, basically it's like a little mini game with like your screwdriver or like banging the nail in, and you have to make sure you hit it in the right spot when the hammer is in the green zone or whatever. But I was like, I don't really care about getting a discount on things, and who knows. One of the things they did that's very nice is that you have this gun that you can point at stuff in order to sell it, right? You've probably seen this. You may remember this from the demo.
Yeah.
So old chair, point the gun at it, boop, you get $20 for this old chair. They have other modes for it as well, which include change the style of it. So if you buy a couch and you realize that it's red and you meant to get a brown one or whatever, you can just point this gun at it and boom, make it brown, which is very nice because it used to be you had to delete it and then re-buy it or whatever. And they made a duplicate option, which is very nice because if you, wow, this person's just putting all sorts of stuff up in their house. The duplicate option is nice because if you, I wish there was some other way to streamline it. Like I took some time when I finally got my house that my parents left me. And by the way, they have all these Post-it notes that are like, when you open the fridge, it's like, we left some pizza for you. And it's like moldy, like one slice of moldy pizza. It's like, oh, thanks, Mom and Dad. But I finally got my house looking the way I want it. And I used this like, kind of gray purple color for the walls, very soothing, right? And then I ran out of paint, and I was like, oh, I need to buy more paint. And then I was like, ah, crap, I can't remember which shade it is. You know what I mean? So like they have all these swatches and, different palettes. They have bright and muted and grayscale and all that. And so if you still have some of the paint in the paint can, you can use the gun to duplicate that paint can. But it doesn't buy you a full can of paint. It buys you a can with however much is in there. So obviously in future, jobs, I will want to buy a whole bunch of those paint cans and just duplicate them. But I wish it was the case that you could point the gun at a can of paint that's half full, and then you duplicate it, and it gives you a full can of that same color. Or I wish you could point it at the wall and say, "Get me this color." But I don't think there's a way to do that. So
no, but that kind of makes sense because the whole point of the game is you've got to spend money to do these houses up and then make money from selling them, haven't you? That's
I don't mind spending the money. I just wish that
it would just
finding
duplicate the
exact
can
shade.
and just take the money out
Exactly.
of your cash.
No, they do that. They do that. And so I wish there was an option, and maybe there is, where you could just say, when I say to duplicate a can of paint, please give me a full can of paint. And I know it costs more, but that's okay. It's just a matter of finding that specific shade of coloring or whatever.
It looks
would be
so
nice to be
much
able-
more.
And same with flooring.
It looks so much more detailed now, doesn't it?
It's so much more. They've broken the pieces down smaller and smaller so that you can do so much to customize it.
I've
however
got to
you
say,
want.
I'd be twitching watching this dude play. He's not in the middle of the window frame. I'm sorry, that is a
Yeah.
no. You
But
cannot do that.
Yeah,
I think
well,
that
there's
speaks about the game, like the fact you can
Yeah, you do it
cure
how you
your
want.
OCD. Do you know what I
I'd just
mean?
be
Yeah,
twitching at this point that it's not in the
Yeah.
middle.
It
I'd
is
be
in
like,
the middle.
oh,
The other thing
it
that-
is, it is in the
is
middle.
it in the middle of the wall,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just not in the middle of that frame?
It
Oh,
is in the
yeah, it
middle of
is.
the wall.
I'll
It just
let
doesn't
off.
look like it because
No,
they
it froze you,
added
doesn't it?
the brick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let him off.
The
then. I'll
other
let him off.
thing that we're glad. The other thing that they did is, I guess they saw Electrician Simulator and they were like, "Oh, we can do that." So when it used to be just you put a light in, you have a light switch. Like if it's near the light switch, it's going to turn it on. Now you can organize the wiring. So you're like, this light switch turns on that, and that. And you can. It's
Yeah,
really
you can map
interesting.
a switch
So-
to a light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like they really thought about it as a sequel, isn't it? This
I
is
feel
like
it's just like games like Electric Simulator, Power Wash Simulator. They've all come out, and this game developer has gone, right, we're ahead of the game here. We can jump on this
Yeah.
really quickly and make
Oh, yeah.
all of those games in
We'll
one
take
game.
that. We'll
Yeah,
take that.
We'll take that.
Right.
We'll take that.
You know, you like unpacking? Fine, you can do unpack.
Yeah.
You like electricians?
And I love
Fine.
like little
Yeah.
details for me where you break the wall and like it actually breaks.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
It looks good.
It's great.
I'd be
It's
tempted
so much
if
fun.
this
I'm
one on Game
loving it.
Pass. I'd be dangerously addicted to it.
Well, yeah, sure.
Mm.
And my house looks good. You can add your own photos again, like you could in the past.
My
So
real life
I got my
house.
friend Garrett. I haven't added Stu's surprise face yet, but maybe I will do that soon.
let's do that. Let's do that.
If again, this is another game. If Tara catches me playing this, I'm in trouble.
She'd be rolling her eyes at you
She'll
like,
go,
"What are you
the
doing?
fuck?"
What?"
Yeah,
Even Rosa would be rolling her eyes at you.
yeah. She already does that.
Yeah, she'd be like, "What is?"
I'll say
this?"
there's one spot where I can't put paint. I can't put brick. Like I took I extended a wall up. There's the staircase in the house that I grew up in, and the staircase is just open. So when you get to the second floor, like you could fall over very easily. So I'm like, all right, I'll put a wall up, half that staircase. But when it meets the floor, there's like a 1x1 spot where you
Right.
should be able to put like some bricks or a piece of wood. I can't put anything in there.
Oh, no.
It's so annoying. It doesn't matter at all. I don't need
No.
to look at it ever, but it's just, I'm
it's
like,
there.
oh, that spot. Ah." So
Yeah.
I have real serious problems, man.
Oh well. I'm
Oh, well.
glad you're
House Flipper
enjoying
2,
it.
Big
There you
thumbs
go.
up. I'm loving it.
We're not going to talk about Goat Simulator 3 because we have got to move on because we've got a
No,
lot
next
of
week,
emails.
people. Play it
Next
with
week
us.
We'll play it.
Yeah.
We'll
We're going to talk about
it.
Rockstar and their inability to make a port for.
No, we'll talk
GTA
about that
6.
next week.
They
We'll talk
don't have
about
the
that.
money.
Poor
They're
PC
so poor.
players. Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
'em.
poor Rockstar. I don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah, they
Fuck
got
'em.
money falling out
what?
their ass.
You got a
Lying
PC.
Rockstar.
You got a
lying
PC.
assholes.
You made bad life choices. Get a console and get over it.
Whatever.
You big pussies.
Can you play GTA Online forever and ever with
I don't
all
care.
these different things?
I don't care.
Right.
Go
Anyway, let's move on to emails
You
because
play
we've got
Rocket Racing?
quite a few.
Okay, here comes the email song.
Whoa, that rules.
6 more essays to grade. God damn.
So the first email this evening is from Tainted Brain. Tainted Brain. And he says, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Crimbo.
Merry Christmas,
What up?
everyone. Hey, guys. Just wishing you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, etc. I'm sure gifts
Yeah.
are arriving for Rosa, but have the rest of you been good enough with gifts? I'm definitely on the good list, can I just say? I'm always
I'm
good.
on the I don't want gifts, and my mom will probably send me something, but
Yeah, Chinny's definitely on the naughty list, I'm sure.
Definitely.
On the naughty list.
I bought
this-
myself House Flipper 2. That was my Christmas gift to
There you
myself.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. This is my first Christmas here in Japan. Very weird. The shops are all Christmas, but only some of the elementary kids are excited. A lot here don't even know the spirit of Christmas. As in, where's my damn gifts? Nevertheless, we booked our KFC for Christmas Eve.
Yeah, KFC's a
Hope
Christmas
all-
tradition in Japan, isn't it?
It is. It is. Hope all goes well for the holiday season. Thank you for the podcast this year, Brian. So there you go. Thank you very
So
much.
KFC
for that.
saw an opportunity and thought, oh, people in Japan don't care about Christmas, so we'll jump on that and make KFC
Jump on
Well,
it.
as they said on The Simpsons,
Japan. Except over there, they call him Annual Gift Man, and he lives on the moon.
There you go.
so there you go.
Sorry for this crappy quiz, says Sean Teal.
No, it's never
That's what he says.
never
Sorry
crappy.
for this crappy quiz.
Hey,
Good.
A crappy quiz is still a quiz, so I'll play the
It's
song,
time for the quiz.
but only that part of it.
Yeah, there you go. G'day, boys.
Hello, good day.
How
Hey.
are we? Here's another quick
Great.
3 questions from the past podcast.
Okay.
This week we go back to episode 405, which was October 2017. Stu was playing Yakuza Kiwami on his new
Oh,
PS4
Yakuza.
Pro after he traded his old one in
Yes.
for £100. See, good deal, that. Good deal. Duke played Ikuquig and was ecstatic to
Yeah.
hit Gold 3 in Season 6 of Rocket League.
Wow, that was a
Yeah.
while ago.
Gold 3. As for Chini, he was trying to play PUBG and Cuphead, but instead the cool, calm person we all know actually lost his shit at his shit. That's right. This is the episode where on game night, Chini almost becomes religious by talking to God after numerous attempts to unblock his toilet from a bulk order, as he put it. So here's your shitty multiple questions. Answers at the bottom of the email if needed, but Chidi should get all of these correct. So question 1. After failing to find the plunger he normally uses, Chini's anger meter went from 3 to 6. We got to have to put his hand inside the toilet to retrieve something. Was it A, his watch that came off during the process? B, the head of the, I think I remember this, the head of the toilet brush that had come off? Or C, his phone fell out of his top pocket while leaning over? No, I think it's the head of the toilet brush, is what I think.
It
I
is. the
hope
head-
that was it, because
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
The head of the toilet. I remember it.
I can't see Chinny losing his phone or his watch in a
No.
toilet of poop.
Question 2. Next, Chinny's anger meters went from 6 to 10 after A, the toilet snake spring wouldn't work. I don't even know what the toilet snake spring is.
It's a spring inside the
Tara
toilet
arrived home early and needed to use the toilet urgently, or Chinny tried to wear a coat hanger that got stuck. That's what happened. I remember he tried to use a wire coat hanger
Yeah.
yeah,
and
there
it
you
got
go.
stuck in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the story.
Yeah.
So isn't it weird what you
It's,
remember?
it's character building, isn't it?
It is.
It's
It is.
character building.
Yeah.
Question 3. Finally, Chinny got it all sorted after he tried a method his mum uses. Was it A, warm water, B, vinegar and baking soda, or C, a bottle of Coke and a Mentos? I think, I don't remember this as vividly because it wasn't as funny, but I feel like it was the vinegar and baking soda. That's what I'm going to go with.
That seems like a dangerous combination.
No,
Is that it?
It's just warm water. Yeah, it's just warm.
Oh, was it just warm water?
Oh, okay.
Oh, who knew? I thought it was me. Bonus question. Tara also had the shits this week for a different kind.
Bloody hell, I'm
Of
sure
a
she-
different kind.
I'm glad she doesn't listen to the show. I'm sure she
I know.
doesn't. Yeah, go on.
But from
Such
which of the
lovely
following
comments.
was it? A, an extra hot chicken burrito after she specifically asked for no chilies. B, a parking inspector gave her a hefty fine while she was standing by. I feel like it's that, standing by the car. Or C, a line dancing club for charity after her and her friends were kicked out for not doing it properly. No, I feel like it was a parking inspector, was it?
I can't remember. I don't know now.
I don't remember either.
Giving her a hefty fine while she was
I'd
standing
say
by
the
the
first
car.
one. The first one would maybe do it. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you'll have to ask her. Maybe she can remember.
Oh, we don't get the answer.
Oh, yeah, it might do actually. Be at the bottom. I'll have a look in a minute. As always, have a good week. Legends
yeah.
to you all and other listeners of this
Yes,
awesome
thank you.
podcast. If I don't send another email between now and Christmas, have a good holiday period and enjoy plenty of quality time with the family and friends, Sean. So here are the answers. So the bonus was C. A line dancing club for
Wow.
charity after her and her friends were kicked out for not doing it properly.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
true.
crazy.
Actually, yeah. You know what? That as soon as you said that, that came to me. Then yeah, that's right. I wonder if she remembers that.
Crazy.
That's funny. So thank you, Sean. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, thanks.
As we're on quizzes, Jason Garher has sent us a quiz. Sent us a
Yay.
quiz. Although I'll be honest, I don't know whether I can be bothered doing this, but let's see. Okay, it's find out if you're a gaming addict.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
It's
did
like
you?
It's like a BuzzFeed quiz.
Did you or the gamer play video games as a minor and are currently 25 years of age or younger? Well, that doesn't
No.
apply to any of us, does it? Because
No.
we're all
No,
over
it does
25.
not. But we all started when we were minors, so
We did.
yes.
Did you or the gamer play video games an average of 4 hours per day for at least 5 weeks? That would be a
Ever?
no. I don't-
Ever?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
Well, no.
no.
No,
Okay.
not lately.
Have you or the gamer experienced withdrawal symptoms such as aggression, rage, or withdrawal from non-game related interactions?
Yep.
I'm not
totally.
even going to click this because it said, "Do I qualify for a video game addiction lawsuit?" The fuck
Oh,
is
cool.
this? I'm just going to close that now. Thanks for that, Jason. I think who knows.
It'd be
Okay,
great if that
next.
was like some sort of phishing email. That was
Yeah.
it.
I feel like it was.
Or it's probably just something he saw on the internet. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah, he
they might
did.
like
Yeah,
this."
Next email this evening is from Anthony H, and he says, "Note to the veteran gamers.
Yo,
Hello.
Hey guys,
Hello.
this is
Hey.
my yearly email to the show. Stu, what the fuck has happened to the VR?
Yeah.
You were such a supporter. Now no mention of it, even though there's a new Quest available. Well, it looks
Flavor of
like
the
it's
month.
up to me to review it.
Can I answer this question?
Go on.
go ahead.
The reason why, hello, I enjoy playing poker with you, by the way. The reason why Stu doesn't champion the VR is because he can only attach himself to one gimmick at a time. And
Yep.
sometimes
That's
it's VR.
and there's a
and
new
then
toy he's got.
Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that, and this time, like
Yep.
the DS3, whatever it was, and now it's the Steam Deck OLED.
OLED.
No, I've actually got a real reason for it. Can I tell you the real reason for it?
You don't
Boring.
play it.
No, it's going to sound weird, this. But since I've had the heart failure, I must admit I shy away from anything really physical.
Right.
And most of the shit that you do on the Quest is pretty physical.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not the poker though. The poker's
no,
not.
the poker's fine, but even just the basic stuff like playing Half-Life in VR, Half-Life 2 in VR, you do way more than you think you're gonna
Yeah,
do. You know, when you're swizzing around and shooting at stuff.
But a bit of
and-
exercise might be okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I do go walking and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm just a bit worried. And I think that's part of the reason, weird as it sounds.
Yeah,
you know,
fair
that's.
enough.
Eh?
But I have,
talking of,
I have
poker,
downloaded the Xbox Live cloud streaming app for it, so I'm going to give that a whirl.
Talking of poker,
But not this
I've
week.
been invited to a poker match tomorrow night, and
Nice.
the prize
okay.
is 800 quid.
Damn.
Ah,
50
there you go.
What's
50
the entry?
50 quid.
50
Oh.
quid to get in. Good
Well,
luck.
let's- good luck.
Well,
We'll see
I
what
won. I
happens.
don't know.
Don't
Did I
cheat,
mention
you'll get beat up like in
last-
the movie Rounders.
last week? I didn't have a snooker match, so my one night a week where I'm allowed out because it's very difficult these days. I went and played poker and I won,
Nice.
Nice.
but I only won 90 quid.
Ah,
Were
Yeah,
you
and
bluffing or did you actually have it?
Well, I had a queen two, and I paired my 2 on the flop, and then Dave, the guy who I was in the final with, he had a king, and there was a king on the flop, so he had a pair of kings, but I had a good strong kicker with my pair, and a queen came out, so I had 2 pairs. There you go. And
Cool.
There you go. Well done. So yeah, that's the reason. As weird as it sounds, and it has made me shy away from it a little bit.
No, that's fair enough.
Well,
That's
that's a
fair
good reason. Health. Take care of your health.
Anyway, he says this is what he says. Pros, it's slightly clearer. Pass through is pretty good. So this is the Quest 3 he's purchased. Cons,
Okay.
it costs way too much. Uses
Well,
too much
yeah,
battery
I can tell you
power.
that.
You have to have a battery backup, and barely anything is exclusive to it. So barely any exclusives. So I bought this because my old Quest was starting to play up, but I'm still really only playing PokerStars because it's a good social game for someone who lives on a farm. So probably should have persisted with the old Quest. Anyway, congrats on having a baby, Chinny and Duke. I don't think that's you two had a baby, but there you go.
No, I had a baby
No
called
babies
Duke.
here.
I had a
Oh,
baby.
no, I get it. And Duke, enjoy the school holidays. There you go.
Ah, there we go.
And
Yes. Well,
Stu,
I would if I weren't going away for a week or going away during. I only have 1 week off, and I have to go to a memorial service during it. But whatever.
and
I will
Stu
enjoy it as much as I can.
can get stuffed for being such a turncoat. Anyway, and cheers.
Yeah.
P.S. When are you guys
Thanks,
going to
Ian.
play Lethal Company? It's cheap and looks like a fun game for a Let's Play.
Is this another VR game?
I have no idea what I saw.
No, I think I
Lethal
saw it
Company.
on Steam. I don't remember
okay.
what kind of game it is, but
We'll have to have a
I
look.
seem to recall seeing Lethal Company. There it is. It's early
Okay.
access.
Strap in, people.
It's $10.
What is it? What sort of game is it?
Co-op horror game about scavenging at abandoned moons to sell scrap to the company. It's got overwhelmingly positive
Yeah, it
reviews.
sounds like something we should give a go, maybe. Yeah,
I ain't
see.
paying no $10 for this.
Exactly. Just pay $35 for House Flipper 2, but you're not going to pay $10
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Oh, I get you.
Nope.
Okay, strap in, people, because Jason has sent an actual email. So here we
Yay,
go.
Jason Collar.
And it's called Fake Plastic Love. And
Okay.
it says, I'm curious if you took the quiz I sent from the lawyer defending all those poor, unfortunate gamers that have become forcefully addicted to video games. So much
We
so
got through a few questions, but then we gave it up.
that they feel the need to rock. No, there was only those 3 questions. That was it.
Oh, I see. It was
But I
just 3
didn't
questions.
submit
Okay.
it. I didn't submit it.
Ah, okay.
That they feel the need to sue Rockstar, Bethesda, or in Duke's case, Quantic Dreams. I see what he did there.
Sue them for being stupid.
All this because they can't stop playing for 5 hours a day or more. Hey,
Right.
when I was a kid, I had a plastic gun full of water and I shot my brothers with it and I loved it. I also had a BB
Okay.
gun that I shot Coke cans with. It was fun, but they weren't real guns and I didn't shoot them for 5 hours a day.
Nope.
But there are a lot of real brand guns in video games. So a kid
Yeah.
that grows up shooting his favorite Chris Vector in his Call of Duty grows up with a hard-on for and buys a real
I don't
Chris
know about
Vector. Well, this is what he's saying.
Maybe.
Hopefully, the 5 hours a day or more he spent shooting that Vector didn't alienate him from society or give him a built-up hate or discrimination he experienced online. Seems weird to me, but curious if you have concerns, especially since advertisements don't work in you. I mean, that's hardcore advertisement if a person has been shooting that weapon online for a decade. If lawyers want to sue devs, it seems like rather than go for them for stealing people's time, they should benefit society more if they went after gun violence or online harassment. But hey,
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
just-
not going to win that lawsuit, though.
no, not in America, you're not.
Go after people with deep pockets.
But hey, I'm just an old geezer that rarely plays 5 hours a
No,
month.
no.
I'm proudly used to shoot water guns. Get off my lawn, kid.
Get off my lawn.
Calm your heart, pot. I'm assuming that's to me. I know video games aren't real. Shh. Yes, they are. Keep the blood pressure on target. Hey, Stu, don't make it bad. Eat carrots, spinach, and take your vitamins. Then maybe, just maybe, you won't get the runs like Mike. But as Mike knows all too well, gravity always wins. It wears him out. This much is true. True. I know.
Jason
This much is true.
Gallagher.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah. I don't know that people actually connect to those guns that they play with in Call of Duty that much.
We don't know.
maybe.
There's loads of research been done, and most of the research says otherwise. So there
I
you
have been
go.
playing Call of Duty lately, but there's not much to say about it, so I haven't.
But
played
like we
it.
said, even if you try to do that in America, that ain't washing, is it? Let's be honest.
It probably.
Every
ain't.
time I play Call
Yeah.
of Duty, the amount of shooting I do, it goes up in real life.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I do.
It
shoot
does.
a lot.
Right, we have got some speak pipes, and then we need to get the hell out
Oh,
of
yeah.
here.
Hype! It's the way to leave a
No, no,
message
it's
for
crap.
us.
All right, so we got looks like 3 here. Jacinta, yay! So the
Jacinta.
first one's from Jacinta. Let's check it out here, people.
Hi guys, Jacinta here.
Hi.
It's 11:30 at night, and I just finished scrubbing every little inch of grout on my kitchen floor.
You know what game you would like, Jacinta? It's called House Flipper 2. You
Yeah, I
can do
think she
that, but
would.
in virtual. Like, it's great. All right, back to her speak pipe.
Because I've just moved into my new old apartment 2 days ago. I've spent the last 2 months living with family with a 2-year-old, which was interesting
Yeah.
and challenging. Yeah, so I listened to your most recent podcast while doing that, and it took the
Oof.
entire duration of the podcast to do that.
Damn.
Looks really cool. I could have been
Yay.
playing my brand new PlayStation 5, but instead I chose to scrub grout because why not? I bought the PlayStation 5 to make myself feel better, and it kind of worked.
Yay.
Kind of.
Kind of.
But then I also decided to buy Elden Ring
Oh.
again.
Mm.
And I
Jeez.
love-hate that game. One day I'll be good. Anyways, so I just wanted to touch base. Haven't done that for a little while. I'm very, very happy that Ginny received the package.
Yay.
Random funny stories about that package. So I wanted to send Bluey clothes for a really long time, but they're really gendered, which annoys me. But at the same time, I was like,
Me
well,
too.
I don't really want to enforce non-binary gender clothing on someone else's child. And so I was like, I'll just stick to the gender. But then we didn't know the gender, so then I had to wait till she was born. And then there was this whole issue with it being summer in Australia. And so I was like, I'll have to buy them in a size 1. And that worked out. But then, oh my God, it's going to end. Okay.
Well, that was.
I love that.
1
I
minute and
love that.
40
Oh my God,
seconds.
it's going to end.
She just got into it, you know? All right.
Yeah, she
here
did.
comes
Hey,
part
she did
2,
well.
people.
She's got an extra 10 seconds
Yeah,
there that
it's
you
true.
don't normally get.
There you go. Yeah. Here's the next part.
Okay, message number 2. So the clothing, yeah, and by gendered, I mean there's pink dresses and blue dinosaur clothes, which the blue dinosaur clothes probably would have been fine, but then I really liked the pink girly clothes, and I don't get to buy pink girly clothes that much because I mostly dress Elliot in boys' clothes, although he does definitely wear tutus sometimes, and that's one. He
Yay.
likes that. He's really obsessed with Elsa. He's going through that Elsa phase. Anyway,
Eventually, he'll let it go.
Bluey's Australian, and it's one of the only things that is Australian that doesn't make me kind of cringe. Like Crocodile Dundee and Steve Irwin and Mad Max are all just ugh, Australian. Whereas Bluey, I'm everyone should watch it. I'm a propaganda
Yeah.
machine. So that's why I really wanted to send the clothes. They are all new, and yeah, I took the tags off because I was embarrassed by how much they cost.
Aw, sweet.
Aw.
Anyway, good. The other funny, embarrassing thing is that all of the biscuits and the chocolates, I bought them and I put them in the box with the clothes, and then I was I didn't know what to write on the card. So I just kind of stalled for a few days. But then because I was going through a stress period, I then binge ate all of the chocolates, and then I had to buy new chocolates and replace
That's
them.
brilliant.
And so I thought,
That's awesome.
shit, I'm just going to have to send it with no card because otherwise I'm just going to binge eat them. So that's why there's no
Nice.
card. I didn't know what
That's
to say.
fine.
Oh, that's so funny.
What you say is, sorry I ate all your chocolates.
Sorry, I ate all the
fuck off."
chocolates.
I ate one. Just
Yeah.
I ate one before the show today. The violet crumbles, which is basically a crunchy
There
stew,
you
but
go.
a crunchy.
Ah.
It's a crunchy. How crunchies used to be. You remember in the 90s when
Yeah,
they used to be
yeah, yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
These ones are massive. The ones in the UK are fucking tiny now.
Yeah, well, there's obviously no greedflation in Australia. That's the thing.
Shrinkflation, isn't it?
Yeah, shrink and greedflation. They want to make more money and give you less.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
capitalism.
But no, the violet. Tara loves a crunchy. She loves a crunchy. So those
you know-
Violet Crumbles, she's going to really enjoy hers.
I
'Cause
noticed the other
there's two
day-
of everything, by the way. So I'm assuming that the other one's for Tara.
We were in Tesco the other day, and I noticed there's some shower gel quite popular. Maybe I can't even remember what it was now, but the bottles look really small. I'm like, why are those bottles so small, right? And an average size bottle of shower gel is 250 ml, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, these are now 225, so they've taken 25 ml
Robbing
out of
bastards.
every bottle they produce. But then I think, how much money has that saved the company? You know, just by selling it at the same price, but taking 25 milliliters out of every bottle. I'm just like, they're fucking robbing bastards, aren't they?
It's all
Everybody's
1%,
a robbing
isn't
bastard.
it? Every business is after those 1%.
Yeah, yeah. That over how many thousands of bottles they sell a week is a lot of shower gel they're saving. It's craziness. Craziness. People are just fucking crazy. So there you go. Oh, that's cool. I like the speed pipes.
Yeah,
That's
thank you,
cool.
Jacinta.
Yeah,
I-
thanks,
I can't
Jacinta.
explain how much I really appreciate the stuff, and we don't really care about my gender stuff. To be fair, like we thought Rosa was a boy for a long time, so some of the stuff that we bought are more boys things, but it doesn't really matter at that age. So we wouldn't have cared if.
All things are for all people.
Yeah, so it
Yeah,
doesn't really
exactly.
matter. But we love it, and we can't wait. I mean, I can't imagine Rosa being that big, to be fair, but I cannot wait to put those Bluey clothes on. And I've heard a ton of good stuff about Bluey. Like he's like the bollocks. Like you should definitely like for kids and adults. So I'm looking forward to watching them with Rosa. Yeah.
And, I don't blame her for not being crazy about, things that are stereotypical Australian. But, you also have like oh God, those two musicians.
Oh, yeah. What about Flight to the Conchords?
Flight of the Conchords. Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely Australia.
Anyway, right. All right, so there's one more here. It's from St. Diesel, and it goes a little something like this. Hit it.
Hey there, gamers. It's St. Diesel back again. I wasn't sure if next weekend, the 23rd and 24th of December, you were doing a show, but on the assumption you are, I'll try and come up with some sort of Christmas-themed quiz.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not sure what it will be about. Maybe video games, maybe
Christmas.
not. But this week, I wanted to talk about honesty and truthfulness.
Ugh.
online.
Oh.
I've been digging into lots of subjects this week online, but some of the videos I've been watching are to do with basically people debunking other videos, mainly on YouTube and TikTok and the like, where the content creators are maybe spinning a lie, maybe stretching the truth, maybe just outright lying blatantly. And sometimes it's hard to tell whether something you watch online is truthful or not. I'm hoping by now I've got enough life experience to maybe tell if something's truthful or not, but it's not always easy to do. And I wondered if you watch something online, you listen to something online, what barometers do you use to assess something? Do you do lots of research maybe on something you've watched that you're not sure about? Do you think your own life experience is enough now to tell whether something's truthful or not online? Maybe it's the person you trust or the channel you trust. And I'll leave it at that until next time.
I don't know. That's
All right.
a weird question,
You
isn't
don't,
it?
I don't
really?
think you watch
It's a good
YouTube like a
question.
I
dedicated
very
YouTuber
rarely
shit,
do. Yeah, very rarely.
no.
There-
Apart from
But I
watch,
will say that-
watch Revival, and most of that stuff seems pretty true.
The system of verification and checking things out, I think is the same whether you're watching YouTube videos or the BBC. The big difference is that the BBC obviously has people who check stuff out to verify
fact
that it's
check
true
and
before they
vet
broadcast
it all,
it.
yeah.
But nevertheless, they still present things from certain perspectives. They leave things out. They go to certain sources for interviews rather than other sources. So I think it's important, no matter where you're getting your worldview, no matter where you're getting your news and information about the rest of the world, it's good to constantly triangulate and get stuff from different perspectives. In other words, like I look at Fox News website on a regular basis just because I know that the sites I usually go to are coming from one leftist perspective, and that's not going to give me the whole world, right? So I want to get other perspectives as well. And I think a lot of people
it's
just find a
very
source they trust
difficult.
and they just go to that.
I saw it on a new. I don't know where it was from, but it was. But then I don't even know whether this was a real news report. But when the Russian-Ukraine war started, there was a news report that some town had been bombed, and they had a reporter reporting where all the bodies were under sheets. Do you know what I mean? And all like lined up and saying how many people had been killed by this bombing and all these bodies and everything. And one of the sheets flapped off because it was a bit breezy, and it wasn't a body at all. It was an actual person lying underneath, and he pulled the sheet back over himself in the background.
Wow.
And it's like, even the Ukraine were doing propaganda, you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, well, there's lots of that.
but then I don't know
that's the
whether that
thing,
was
they say that-
faked or whether that was real.
Well,
You
who knows?
understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
They say that truth is the first casualty in every war. And
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to go running away with, things that we see that are little pieces of things here and there. But it's very important to look at fact-checking websites, and I think PolitiFact is a good one, and Snopes is a really good website.
Yeah.
So you can go and see. Again, these organizations that their whole thing is just checking to see if things are true or not, and we're really lucky that we have those.
Yeah, but it's tricky with something like that where they're reporting from a foreign country.
Of course.
But it was quite shocking, to see this dude pulling the sheet back over himself.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
pretending
a good
to be a
reminder
dead
that we
body.
can't trust everything we see.
We see, no, but
And
I
think,
mean, for all
unfortunately-
intents and purposes, if that hadn't have happened, you'd have just been quite happy to accept that they were all dead bodies there, lying there, and they weren't. It's just the weirdest thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like to say I don't take much stock of stuff on the internet anyway. So yeah, it's not something that I really look at that much. Right. But thank you, Derek, for that. And
Yeah,
we'll look
thanks,
forward to
Derek.
the Christmas.
Yeah, Saint
You could
Diesel.
do. What about saying not Derek? Should I say not Derek? What about Christmas video games and movies? You could do a mixed one. Could do something like that, maybe. But yeah, you come up
Or
with
just
whatever you
Christmas
fancy.
movies.
Christmas movies,
Yeah,
Christmas
whatever.
video
We
games.
trust you. Christmas music.
But you can't include Miles Morales because I now know that's set at Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, we need to do some shout outs to get the hell out of here. So I'll come to you
Yeah,
first.
it's time for a shout out, baby.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
I'll go first.
Yes.
I got to shout out Andre Brower.
Here at the Fun Zone, we live by one rule. When it's your birthday, you're always cool. Parents and kids are all the same. Watch as I do a dance to your name.
He is a great actor. He nailed it. No one else could have pulled off Captain Holt, I don't think. I never really saw Homicide: Life on the Street, but I hear he was great in it. I just, 61 is way too young.
Yeah.
And, shout out to Amar because he and I always trade news about stuff. He went to see Die Hard in the theater. My favorite Christmas movie. Yeah, so it was, that's pretty sad.
pretty
Shout
sad.
out to SLH because she's the GOAT when it comes to keeping our Discord going and hating Alan Wake. And
She does.
shout
She
out
does.
to everybody else who's listening. We love you. Thank you for being part of our community. Mwah.
There you go. I'm going to shout out everybody who contributed to the show this evening via email, SpeakPipe, Jacinta, Not Derek, Sean, and all the other people that have contributed. Jason, as always. I'm trying to figure out who the person was. Tainted Brain, Brian, and Anthony H. There you go. I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for contributing. We love contributions. Keep them coming. Send them in. SpeakPipe, email, whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. There you go, Chinny.
Yeah.
So, do you want to hear Rosa's new thing? This is what she does now. She's a chatterbox.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's.
It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long.
She's
honestly.
already started to try and talk. I feel like it's funny what personality things come out, isn't it, very early on? But Rose has no interest in toys, really. She just likes. She loves being shown around. Stuff.
Wow, somebody's making racist jokes in the chat. Probably not the best
Oh,
thing.
God.
Can I just say?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's
We'll
just
block that and report
we'll
it.
block that person.
Anyway.
Right,
Go on,
anyway,
Chinny.
Right.
Wow.
So the yeah. So Rosa, she has a big interest in stuff. So it's like, if I try and play toys with her and stuff, she has no interest. You know, like no, like she does play a little bit, but with walking around the house, or if I was doing some roast potatoes today, and she was just like dead interested in it. She was like watching it, you know, like you know, picking things, and yeah, it was really good. So yeah, that's her now. Also, shout out to Jacinta for sending me some stuff.
Can I just say, Martin's trying to justify now. It may well be a real study. I don't know. But when I'm sorry, if you write it in that way, it seems like it's some sort of joke. Just saying, that's how it definitely came across to me. I don't know about the rest of everyone.
That's how I read it too.
Yeah, it comes across like it's a punchline to a joke. So
yeah,
Martin.
New topic, Martin. Talk about something else.
Yeah, something else. Wow. Anyway,
you were saying, Chinny?
Yeah,
no, I said it. I'm done.
Okay, great.
Right, on
All
that
right,
note, I think we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Wow.
Thanks for listening. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Am I wrong?
You're just an asshole.
All right, I got to get these papers graded for tomorrow. I still got 6 more. Eesh.
Gosh, Martin.
Yeah.
Right. On that note, I think I've got to go because I've got to get up for work in the morning very early. But thank you guys, and I will speak
Thanks,
to you
everybody.
on
Have a good
Saturday
week.
at 9.
Yeah.
We're doing it at 9 again.
Oh, that's right. This coming Saturday will be the
Christmas
next one.
Eve.
All right, then.
Christmas Eve.
Right. All right. Peace out, fam.
Okie dokie.